Hey, where's Bobby? Ah,
Whoa.
evening, guys.
Hey, Bobby, hey, Con.
I thought I still have 30 minutes,
You had 30 seconds
like-
more like.
Just have dinner, sit down, chill.
Okay, we've got 36 people with us already. Quite a few.
Wow.
Hellos, KZ, So, Hao Jian, Vanessa, Oscar, Mugilan. Hi guys, thank you for joining us while we wait for the rest. Those of you who are already here, in keeping with our topic, anybody have any memorable car ads in your that you remember, from when you grow up or until now?
God,
Yes,
3 days ago, everybody.
Yes, that was actually the
we're
whole
still there.
genesis of our topic today. Nelvin Chia, hi. Kelvin, WM609. Hey, is this your car plate? Jensen! Hello, Jensen.
Hello, Jensen.
Question, Bobby. I saw Jensen
Yes.
with the E36. What did he buy a BMW?
Who?
Not this Jensen though.
Oh, different Jensen, was it?
No,
Okay, so
one with the
There are two
E36.
Jensen.
I see.
There are two
I
Jensen.
was like, oh my god.
I think we all remember this one, right? The Lexus, the champagne glass tower for the Lexus LS.
Oh, yes.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yes. Later go and find that video.
And I guess it's when they try to emphasize what is the brand all about. I think that's when I think they succeed. Sometimes there are failures, obviously, and it's just it's interesting to see all of them. Okay, so shall we go to the intro and kick this show on the road?
Yes.
Let's get this show. I thought we intro already. No.
I think Chiang, we have something to play, right? Do we?
Jiang is like, huh? What's up?
Okay,
Where am I?
okay.
Who are we? What are we doing here?
Who remembers this ad? BMW M3 ads with 4 racing drivers. I don't remember this one though.
Let's look for it later.
Okay. Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah.
Peugeot ad from India, elephant sit on the car, mold into a 208. I think, Bobby, I think there's sometimes, I guess, the guys who are making the ads, I guess the question is who's making the ads. Sometimes we're lucky whereby they are true car guys and they understand the DNA of the brand and they try to bring it out, or they do the homework. Sometimes I hate the ads which just go like, you know what, like celebrate your life, get whatever car, and then there'll be a person who was married, and I think it's just a bit fake, So those advertisements I see are like, okay, another car,
like tell a grand kind of lifestyle.
Like how many ads have you seen? If let's say it's an entry level car, they'll be like the son going back hometown, see the kampung, see the parents. And then like, wow, he's made it. He's like, Raya coming soon. He bought the car, and all like, wow. And then see the kampung there, everybody got the same car. Like, wow, how many ads have you seen like that? Guys, come on, you've got to be kidding me. I know you want to sell the cars for your Raya and Chinese New Year, but still, I'm sure we can come up with better ads. And that's where I think.
Suddenly pull out
Tana, those ads, right? Those ads will turn out that way when you need multiple people to sign off. And you need everybody to like, this is safe for me to put my signature here. If not, I might get myself into trouble, Those ads turn out like that one.
Yeah, and I think if like in a big company, I mean, I work in MNC, Bobby, a lot of times where decisions are made when you can exhibit that you have covered the basis. Like, okay, I've done this due diligence. I mean, a lot of money you pay is to pay an external consultant for a consultant to verify we're not screwing up, and no one's taking chance or risk. And I think that's where today's ad comes to play. It's when you took a chance, took a risk, whereby just to push what is the border of legality.
Yeah, and the thing is that, right, at one point that I think people need to understand, right, is that the whole side mirror ad, that we saw over the weekend, right? It's not by the brand principal, it's from the dealers. It was Bauer who started it. All right. Then Cycle and Carriage replied, and then there was another Mercedes dealer in Johor who replied it. The one with the F10 on the going up the flatbed. But personally, I thought the Cycle and Carriage one was a bit more witty the way they replied it. Showing us. So this is the
So this is the first one. This is the first one.
Yeah.
So I guess let's start with the first one. The first one, the first one was that, and second one was the one with the logo.
Yes.
Yeah, this was second.
Yeah, this one is because it's Mercedes, it's Cycle and Carriage punya ad ma. So they picked up on the fact that the blind spot indicator on the BMW ad was not lighting up.
Yeah, but
isn't it readers that pick it up lah?
Yeah, but isn't this bad because they kind of helping BMW show it works.
But the thing is that right. No, this is a Mercedes side mirror.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
But actually, right?
Okay. This one perfectly okay.
Actually, right. Going a bit nerd direction lah. Actually, I think if I remember correctly, when you overtake, the blind spot monitor recognizes it and does not flash.
If you can see the car on the side, that means it's not a blind spot, isn't it? Technically.
That's true.
No, it's called a blind spot monitor as long as
it's a range lah. Yeah.
Near your rear vicinity.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be
a range.
It doesn't need to be a blind spot.
That's true. As long as it's like there, in any time they can zoom past you, it will light up.
Anyway, we have a lot of questions. Let's not miss those who throw questions. Right?
Correct.
I started this. If you bought an M8 brand today, good for you. How do I compare? There's no comparison lah.
Cannot compare.
Yeah, they went very fast. And as Asal, you didn't buy a 850i, M850i lor. The one you pay 1 million and then you are not included. You are not accepted into the M club. Yeah. And 15 years later or 20 years later, my car will worth more than the M8 brand today.
Ouch.
That is true. That is true. There's no denying that. It's true. A45.
Buy.
Yep.
Buy. Fast. Buy. Expander. Buy.
I'm okay with the car except I think the third row seat. Like, must be careful when you close the seat because there is no spring.
Yeah.
Both you and Chris V picked up on that.
Okay.
But if you compare the Expander to its range, right, it drives the best,
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. But I think, Bobby, I honestly feel the clip was installed wrongly. It's the other way around because the clip is there, but it doesn't sync. So I don't know why. Maybe it's the unit that we got. Maybe I don't know, guys. Go and check out the showroom. Maybe our unit was faulty. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, the rocket commercial.
M5 Ethernet. Okay.
Yes.
That's the land speed record commercial, right?
Yeah. There was another E39 ad, twin ad. All right, Chiang, can you flash that out? That one I just shared with you. But that one was never shown in English markets though.
Oh,
best second-hand car for under 80K. This is very wide, very wide.
I guess best in what sense, lah? What is your purpose of using?
Correct.
It's a very open question, lah.
Yeah, I mean,
an 80K Accord or 80K Camry.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
A Camry or Accord at 80,000 is the best.
Yeah, I mean, it is the stature of a D segment car, but it's not as intimidating as you go full on premium car. Yeah. So
Chiang, I thought you were going to show the ad that Con asked you.
Yes. So apparently in German it says even a Mercedes can bring sheer driving pleasure.
This is epic, right? This ad is epic.
Yeah. And this brings me to a point, right? You see, the thing is that I think it's great. It's nice to see car makers tease their competitors, but in a cheeky but clever kind of way. Huh?
Yeah, in a classy manner.
Very
Even
friendly.
Mercedes people saw this, they will smile.
Yes.
They'll be like, bugger, let's get back at them.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
We no longer
And-
see this type of clever ads now.
I mean,
Yes,
if this was a tow truck bringing a BM, that'll be wrong. But it's not. It's like it's the mode of transportation, so it's fine. It's very.
No, but
friendly,
this was BMW's ad, man. They wouldn't use a tow truck.
But you know what? Back then, right, in the magazine era, right,
Yeah.
people who would spend money to buy magazines to read
Uh-huh.
are never the bottom 80% people,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
But in the internet era, 100% of people have access.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
internet's public opinion are always the dumbest.
And
And the people will overpower the smart ones.
It's very knee-jerk. It's very knee-jerk reaction.
Yes.
yes.
Yep.
And
So
And it-
smart ads in the magazine era may not work in the internet era because people are just dumb.
yeah. And talking about smart ads in the magazine era, we've got to talk about the old Volkswagen ads back from the 70s in the US. Those were some seriously clever ads, man. You remember those, right?
70s though.
The Beetle ads, or was it the 60s or the 70s? In the US one, where Volkswagen took the advertise. It's very simple, graphically simple, no nonsense ad that in which they didn't mind to make fun of the Beetle themselves, which I thought it's a very light-hearted way, and today we're still talking about it.
No examples. No. We don't
God.
have examples for that.
Do we?
Why Chi Yang didn't show? Or Chi Yang busy? No, not a good buy. X Drive 40E. Oh, that's a good ad. The MX5 being balanced.
Yes.
Hmm.
The Volvo being stacked up.
Oh
Yes.
yes, man.
Oh yeah. Then this one, J Jacta, finding the radiator.
Oh,
Chiang, that's the one. Yes, this one.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember this one went up into our group. Some
Yeah.
people were saying that were wondering whether this is a real Volkswagen ad or not. And because we all know the Beetle engine was at the back of the car, it was air-cooled, so it's actually impossible for the Beetle to overheat like this.
Clever.
And yeah, very, very clever. Very, very clever.
Very clever ad.
But I guess this is trying to what is it trying to say that Beetles don't overheat, or trying to say that if you know that the engine is in the back, because
It's both.
and I guess
No,
you're right,
it's
man.
clever in a way whereby if you do not know Beetle engine layout, you will see a car break down,
Yeah.
and then it says impossible.
Yeah, impossible
right.
to put on, lah.
But if you know your Beetle,
Mm.
means you know your cars. You know
Double
that there are
impossible.
no cars that you know that there are no cars that are impossible to break down, and
Yeah.
yet you smile at the fact that opening the front bonnet and seeing a white smoke below coming out is impossible in the Beetle. So it's a very clever ad. Very,
Very
very
clever.
clever.
Eugene
Yeah.
has an alternate theory. Who remembers this one?
Safiro Program 3.0 TV ad, start car already, no vibration on the glass. Oh, yeah, I remember. It was the there was a glass of water and it didn't shake, Yeah, very
You know
solid car.
the Safiro program, right? The engine,
Mhm.
the time, because back then my grandpa bought a Nissan Bluebird.
Hmm.
So that time Bluebird is like same category with Camry Accord,
Mhm.
right? And then when Nissan brought in the Safiro is like the upgrade path for Camry Accord owners, right?
Yes.
That time Safiro they sent my grandpa a VCR tape.
This was
And
the
then,
this was the rear-wheel drive Zafiro or the next one. It was the
I
rear-wheel drive.
kind of forgotten, but they sent us the tape. The tape shows that they took the VQ engine out of the Zafiro and then put it into a light plane, and the plane flew. That was a brilliant execution. It's an actual thing that they did, you know. The tape is just recording that ad only. It's just amazing. They sent to our house.
It really made for the whole experience, right? It contributed to the experience. It made it feel special. Yeah. Okay.
Come.
Initial D is the ad for the AE86. Can't argue with that. Very, very successful.
Cannot argue with that.
Cannot argue.
And the best when it's not
Buy the car.
intentional, right? When it's not intentional, right?
Yeah.
It becomes a cult.
Yeah.
No Theophilus, no people who buy the Laguna Taraf are idiots.
I guess it also, if you talk about initial D, then branding and placement in cars, in like MCU now, you see everywhere Audi is there. Do you think people will end up will pay more attention to cars in shows or cars in advertisement? Bobby?
You mean what? Cars?
Like you see that the Iron Man was very much linked to the R8. You know, and throughout the MCU universe, Marvel Cinematic Universe, you'll see the Audi's place there. And the question is, is it important? Is it something that's really important today? Because the Tony Stark and R8, yeah, definitely it made it, you know. But everywhere else, you see the car, you're like, yeah, I see the car, but will I buy an Audi because I saw it in Spider-Man, for example? You know, I don't know. You know? I think few cars made it like James Bond in what I call in the BMW. That was great. The Z4, the 7 Series.
Yes.
That was iconic. When it made to an advertisement also, that link back.
And don't forget the Bond's endless association with the DD5.
And I think advertisements should be trying to invoke a memory or invoke a feeling. So like when you drive a 7 Series back then, like, oh, I feel like James Bond, or Z4, James Bond, you know, feeling is there. Or let's say I drive a Myvi, for example. It's like when first came out, it was like, wow, Myvi is so different, so unique. Remember that everything about Myvi was like the car was going in the streets and everybody was looking at the Myvi and they're rushing to see the Myvi, because at that point in time, cars were so bland. And Myvi was groundbreaking at the point in time. For the first time, a local car came out and it was different. So there was a memory. I remember in 2006 for the Myvi, it was unique. So the memory must be there, you know. So I think the feeling is what's important in advertisements.
I think when it comes to movie, right? Like a lot of movies were filmed because of the success of the novel, right? And in the novel, the author giving the main character a certain type of car was actually to craft the character of that person. Right?
Correct.
Like what was that series where there are werewolves and the vampires one? A lot of women love that.
Twilight.
Sorry?
Twilight.
Yes. In the novel, they give the character, the main character was said to be driving a Volvo, is to show that he is a non-assuming person, right? But when they do the cinema adaptation, right, they went to Volvo, become sponsor. Then all the latest, greatest Volvo all in the show. Then it becomes so weird. A show full of vampires and freaking Volvos. It's like what's going on, you know? It just went weird, you know. It just went weird when they do that, you know. And sometimes, like James Bond, of course we know James Bond, Aston Martin, right?
Yep.
Whether Aston Martin still need to pay James Bond or not, that one not sure really, But I remember there was one whereby Alfa Romeo also came in as sponsor when they launched the 159. So all the bad guys were driving 159s, and because Alfa paid for it, right? They need screen time, right? So you're like, you saw James Bond driving a freaking Aston Martin, driving so fast, so skillful, but a fucking 2.2 diesel Alpha 159 still behind one all the time. You're like, wow, all the trick driving, all the stunt driving, fly here, fly there, go into alleyway, and then the 159 still behind. You're like, what the hell?
I think
That was the first Daniel Craig movie, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
When the car companies when the car is in the movie, when they are like it's like not forced to. I think it's fantastic. Wow, look at that. Like the Italian Job, for example, you know that's one thing. Like Italian Job, people will buy Mini for Italian Job. It's just it's amazing.
Or Ronin. Ronin, I think wasn't purpose. I don't think Ronin was sponsored by Audi. That time. It's like they just used the car or something like that.
Hitman, I'm sure they must be sponsored with Audi.
Oh my god, that one! My god, that one! What nonsense, right? That one is like, that one really, I really cringe, right? That RS7, right? That scene is just, what the hell? The body panel of the RS7 pulling a helicopter. Wait, brother. Body panel,
Well, if you have watched Fast and Furious, the one where they pull a vault across the city, that is nothing.
Hey, that car is running a 20.0 liter engine. Okay.
You remember that show? They pulled a vault across the city.
Without any rollers, by the way. If they had rollers on the wall, I can still accept. No rollers.
Not at that speed, man. The chassis will be
but physics, friction, friction. You'll rip the road apart, guys.
Fast and Furious is straight up cartoon, really.
Yeah. But there was one car that made its debut in a Bond movie.
Sorry?
There was one car made its debut in a Bond movie. The previous gen Mondeo.
Oh.
Yeah. They actually showed that car in the Bond movie before they launched it in public.
I mean, like, Bond it's a hidden medium. Some brands are not sponsored.
Yeah.
The first Bond was Rolex, wasn't sponsored, but then thereafter everybody tried to be into Bond movies for the watches.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this one quick answer. There are more CX-5s on the road than RAV4, so the RAV4 will hold better.
Yeah, but
Just
that being said, the CX-5 still has the better engine selections.
Yes, but what I mean is, he said after 5 years,
in
right?
terms of value, yeah.
After 5 years, when all the CX-5 are for sale, right? 100%, he will tank the value faster than the RAV4.
Because don't forget, RAV4 is also starting its depreciation from a higher point.
Yeah.
This one, the Merc. Can you imagine any other car in transporter than Audi?
No, the first transporter is actually a BMW, right?
Yes.
Then Audi snatched the sponsorship.
Oh yeah.
Then it's just become an indestructible A8 after that. It's like indestructible. The first one was a Beamer.
Oh. All right. I remember that. Yes. Yes.
The first one was a Beamer. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so just now you want to highlight this, or what?
Wow, this is something I didn't know.
Hands up.
AMG Vision Gran Turismo built in bigger scale to fit Ben Affleck. Wow.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like I know Dwayne Johnson. He tries to be in movies, and drive cars, but he's so big he can't fit to any cars. So there was a Ferrari. They got 5 model Ferrari, and they had to modify the seat to push back. And in some scene, he's just there, just enough to take a picture, and then he's out of the car because there's no car in the world that can fit his body in. So there you go.
It's just like the Toyota 2000 GT back then, right?
Oh yes, yes.
Chop the roof off. Yeah.
Okay, we've got a good friend here. Hasbullah is with us.
Yo, hello.
Congrats on your channel, Hasbullah.
Yeah,
congrats. And okay, and let's take a question now. Winston Chai. 330i G20 or a Lexus 200T. 200T is a 2.0 turbo. It's not a 2.5.
Yeah. Why
I would
2017? Same price?
Really, yeah.
Can't be, right?
I mean, if it's same price, I'll go for the BM lah.
I believe it is. If not, why would he ask, right? And the
Yeah,
Lexus started at a higher price, right?
Yeah. I mean, Lexus CBU.
Now I'll go with the 3 Series.
You go with the 3 Series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I will say
the Lexus is the
What?
rear seats of this Lexus IS
Yeah.
so tight.
And actually, right, the Lexus IS is quite a small car inside. You know?
It is.
And the whole dashboard layout of the IS is, to me, I feel, is very impractical.
Yeah.
Very impractically laid out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So
probably nice.
trivia from Theodore.
It's 208,000 for the Lexus and 245 for the BM lah. So the BM.
How much for the Lexus?
208.
208.
Yep.
Well, I think the Lexus will turn more heads lah.
Really?
Because of its rarity. Compared to
People turn around and then ask why you buy this one.
And then he say, actually, I want to buy a BM, but I wasn't brave enough to buy a BM.
But the new one is good looking, right? The new one is good.
Yes.
I think BM is BM's own fault is the fact they're so popular. That's the only problem with the BM. They're so popular, so good, and that everybody has one. HP Tan has left the chat room. I'm on the team. I'm thinking to buy a used Subaru Outback. Any comments? How about the new one? Any idea when it's coming to Malaysia?
No news of it coming to Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's impossible to be assembled in Malaysia, so likely won't make it to Malaysia. So just buy the one you get now.
Yeah.
It's still a very modern car, very
modern car. And like we always like to say, Subaru cars are mechanically premium.
Anybody buying a Subaru, you have to fall in love with the mechanics, the history behind it, Subaru and what it stands for. If you can't fall in love with that fact, don't buy a Subaru. So drive a Subaru, get a feel for it, and you enjoy the drive.
The biggest gripe I have with Subarus in their new cars is the fact that they are CVTs.
I don't mind.
Even though it's one of the best CVTs,
Yes.
But the fact that you have to tell people it's CVT.
Yeah. I don't mind actually, Bobby. I mean, personally, if I drive, I think it's fantastic. I don't mind it because I'm not going to go fast. But my gripe with the Subaru, any Subaru, is the interior. The interior is just what gets me. For the price I'm paying for, the interior, I just cannot.
Subaru interiors seem to be stuck in the 90s, right?
Can I say one thing? It's not ugly, right? It's just that they just don't change it.
Yes.
But you know what? Apparently that infotainment system we saw, that whole centerpiece, overseas is different. Over here is different. Apparently it's a different system that they use in Malaysia. It's a lower end quality, you know. But even with that, I just find that like I'm a person like I want to buy a Subaru. Like, Subaru, please take me. But they're not making me come there all the way. I'm like almost there, but like cannot. Like shit, really? Yeah. So please lah, do better. I want to buy a Subaru.
X50 or used X1? Wow. Which used X1 are you talking about?
This is really old, I guess. Really old.
I think the current X1 used one is about that price already.
Really? Yes. 100K or new?
Not the current latest lah, but X1 has been around for a long
the
time.
Current model lah.
Of course, pre-faced lah. Yeah. Right? Or wait for, I mean, if you love the XC40, then you wait lor. If you book an X50 now, you're not going to get your car anyway.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your car. You book now, right? You can wait for like another 6 months, maybe, provided someone sell user.
Oh, Bobby, I checked. The 2013 X1 diesel is 70K. If you want diesel.
The X1 90K, right? Only buys you still the previous gen X1.
Yeah.
Right? You need to go 110K Baru, you are looking at the second gen X1. No, not 100 lah, 100. Yeah.
Luxury
But-
SUV.
But the thing is that, right, if he is talking about X1 versus XC, X50 now and versus XC40 a few years later, you can buy the X1 now, all right, and in a few years later you trade up to the XC40, right? Because your XC40 is if your XC40 is your final goal, then buying the X1 is better because you are at the shallower part of the depreciation curve. Whereas if you buy the X50, you are going to lose more in terms of depreciation for the first 2 or 3 years.
But
You make it shallower.
but Con, in another 2 years, the X1 will not be able to qualify for loan.
Yeah.
Then it will drop significantly. Once
I
it's
think-
past year 2023, right? People cannot take loan, right? It will not hold at 60, 70K. It will fall down to 40, 30, and 30K. Once
That's
it's
true
a
also.
cash buy. Once
mean-
it is a cash buy.
Yeah, you're looking at 50% of the value if you buy brand new in 5 years. So let's say you spend 100K on the car, in 5 years your equity, so to say, is 50K, which means you may get out of it zero with nothing like you sell the car, you are not losing money, you walk out of it. So so either way, I think the safer bet is buying new if you want to go to XC40.
Okay, let's answer this one. Quick one. Best luxury
Yep.
SUV, 250K.
Luxury.
I think only
Wow.
the XC40 falls into this category.
Yeah.
Price point wise.
Price point wise, yes.
And
Yes.
if you are not a brand snob, you can go with the CX-8, CX-5 Turbo, Harrier.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not a brand snob, lah.
But the thing is that actually at 250K, you're not really looking at a luxury SUV. You're looking at a premium SUV.
I guess the question is, when you said luxury, is that luxury for you or luxury people looking at you? Luxury people looking at you, they must think, shit, this car is expensive, I can't buy it. That's for them. Luxury for you means you could buy an older Q5 for 80K. It's a luxury SUV and it's perfectly fine for you.
Yeah.
You know. So I think define what you after. If you want luxury SUV, you can go use ones like Q5 and it's fantastic. But yeah,
or a 2-year-old or one plus year old CX-9.
If you're out
Yes.
to impress, it has to be a car that people will not buy. People know it's expensive, and it's like, wow, you bought this car. That's the luxury people to look at, like.
Yeah. Grandis, don't lah, bro. Too old. It's too old. You wouldn't be able to find spare parts. Don't avoid. You might as well get an Estima. You can find parts everywhere.
Yeah.
If you want an old MPV, no lah, not a Grandis. Too old.
Okay, guys, shall we take a quick break after? Okay, quick one to answer MX-5 NA. Is it good to buy an MX-5 NA?
Yes, but
Any
prices
MX5,
Prices are on the up.
Yeah. But 60, 70K, will you MX5 or Z4?
Z4 lah, Z4. Z4.
Right? It's about 60 plus.
You see, the thing is that, right, at 60K to 70K, I'm sure both of them handle well, but with a Z4 at 60K, I get a 6-cylinder engine. With MX-5 NA at that same value, I'm getting a 1.6 or 1.8.
Oh, Forester so cheap.
630 base spec Forester means like cheaper the current promotion. Oh,
well, this really depends on
Forester is a bigger car. It's CRV
mechanically superior. Mechanically
Right.
superior.
Yeah. And I would get a Forester over a CX-30 lah.
No questions for me either. No questions.
better car.
Yeah.
Okay,
Last one lah.
last one.
CX-9. For me, CX-9. CX-9
Yeah.
for me.
Same.
No challenge.
No challenge.
Oh.
CX9, no challenge.
Okay, guys.
Okay, guys.
Hey, how
We'll be
long is
back.
the break? I want to get drinks.
We will stretch it for you, lor.
I will sing, Bobby, for you.
My throat is drying up.
Okay, go ahead.
Stay tuned, guys.
When I switched to pro mileage, I got 47% of savings.
I paid 790 for it. Compared to
Hey,
You're back. No, you're not back. You're going to.
When I switched to pro mileage, in my case, I got 47% of savings for that car.
Pro mileage was the only one that gave me 5,000 extra value to cover, yet still cheaper, a lot less.
And
Who
we're back.
hasn't bought
we're
their
back.
pro mileage? Anyone?
I got mine this week, Bobby, and I
Oh,
saved.
really?
I saved about. I went for the 10,000 ringgit, 10,000 kilometers mileage package, and I saved about 500 ringgit my insurance. So now
Wow.
my Rotex costs more than insurance, lah. So there you go.
For which car?
The Everest.
Ah,
Oh, the
Well,
Ford
three-
MAS.
Yeah,
3 liter Rotax, ma.
$1,600 ringgit. Sorry, wow. Shivering.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys, for those of you where your insurance is about to get needs to get renewed, go with Evo Club Insurance. You get to save a lot of money, right? A lot of people has tried it and they love it.
Yeah, and the savings are upfront.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have a couple of special guests today. We have Nakib Aslan and James Russell from E1 Championship. Guys, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience first before we start?
You first, Nakib?
Nakib? Yeah.
Nakib, you're
Oh.
mute.
Yeah,
Nakib,
you're
yeah.
muted. Nakib, you're muted.
My bad. Hello there. I'm Nakib Aslan. I'm 21 years old and I participate in the E1 Championship.
Hello.
Nice. So how did you do for the last race?
This season so far hasn't started according to plan. But we got a top 5 finish, which was the only positive really. But yeah, starting to look better, but still looking forward to improving that based on the previous season's results.
All right. So we also joining us. Also, we have James with us.
Hi, I'm James Russell. I started Stratos in 2010. Mainly, it was a kart racing team, and then due to the pandemic, then we sort of expanded into virtual world as well. So just over a year now, we've been e-racing team as well.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That's interesting. So you were actually into physical racing and then got into this simulator-based racing.
Yeah, me personally, I've been racing since I was very, very young, and then started the real racing team in 2010, doing the Asian Championship, and mainly Southeast Asian. A few races in Europe here and there, and then just with the whole pandemic stuff, we had to look at doing something a bit different. And virtual racing, I feel, is the future. So it was a sort of a forced, but also unique opportunity to get into something a bit new.
I always had a question, James, like James or Russell, which one do you go by?
James is good.
James is good. Okay.
Yeah.
I always had this question because we have people who are, I guess, into sim racing and then they do well in real life, and you got guys who are what you call actual racing, and some of them make it, some of them don't. What is that tricky factor? I mean, why is that some people cannot get into sim and some people actually do very well in sim when they come out of real racing?
I feel I have spoken to Nakib about this many times, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's when you grow up in the real racing world, you have all of your senses working for you, right? You've got G forces, you can feel everything in the seat, you get the real sense of speed, and then when you get into a sim, half of your senses are numbed. And you're left with only your steering feel, your pedal feel, and eyesight or audio. So going from virtual to real is a lot easier, I feel, because suddenly from having only 3 to 4 senses working, now you have 5 to 6, and you're getting a lot more information, and it's a lot easier to adapt. Whereas going vice versa it's almost like a handicap. Suddenly you have less things to do, or less things to feel.
Is it like almost like when you prepare for exam and you're like prepared, and then you go to the real exam, you're like, because you have done it so many times before, and you have other things, like for example the weather or like whatever happened that day, but you're prepared and you're like all the others are just overlays. It kind of makes you a better driver having the real experience of wind, air, the G-force when you go to the real world, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of that. I think that's sort of what I mean. Like when they go from like Nakib, the first time he got into a kart or in a car, he just instantly was fast. Like there was no learning phase. There was nothing. It was just bang, he's there on the pace and setting the same times as the guys who've been doing it all their lives. So I think for those people, in myself included, it's quite frustrating. But it does show like a real sort of
they know the lines and all that.
That's even just the basics, but they're way more advanced than that, and it shows that there's a actual avenue now for people to get into racing, and it's through the virtual world.
Nakib,
Nakib, how old are you, by the way?
How old am I? I'm turning 21 this year.
So question. Your first experience driving a car was it after you start sim racing or before?
So that's the interesting thing. I've basically been driving sim, games basically my whole life. I've, ever since I was this height, maybe I was playing games. So I've been driving cars basically my whole life. And I only drove my first real life car when I was probably 17.
Wow.
Wow. Well, which is the legal age.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. But that day I was observing, right, the race. I noticed that all of you and your competitors, right, the racing lines that you guys take during the race are almost exactly like real racing drivers.
I think that's what people don't really see before this, at least, that us sim racers we like to take it seriously, and all of us have the same dream of actually becoming real life drivers. So the effort that we put into sim racing is if the same or if not more than what real life drivers are able to do.
Correct.
So that's why you see the level of racing that we have in sim racing is remarkably high, something that you can't really get in real life driving, which is an advantage I see to sim racing.
And fact is, you can practice way more than any driver who is honing their skill on a real track.
Yeah, exactly. Real life drivers can only dream about driving, I don't know, 5 hours a day, but we're doing it at home.
You don't have to worry about fuel costs. You don't have to worry about tire costs, track rental, right? You hit the wall, you press the reset button, and you're off again.
Exactly. It's a huge advantage, I think, that sim racing has. But as you can see here, some videos of the E1 Championship. These cars are super hard to drive as well, so it requires a lot of practice, actually.
Nakib, just now you said you also raced in real life already. You've tried driving in a real track. So transitioning from did you?
Yes, I've started real life racing at least this year.
So transitioning from racing on the sim to racing on an actual track, now you will be in an environment where you actually feel the G-forces, and based on what a lot of drivers tell me, it is very tiring. So how do you prepare yourself physically for that transition?
Physically, I think just go to the gym and pick up some weights. It's really
Yeah.
not that hard. I think you just have to be disciplined with yourself.
Mhm.
Of course, sim racing you don't really require that physical needs, but real life driving you do. So I'm going for runs every now and then, going to the gym.
Mm.
I think the main strength that you really need in racing is your core and basically your neck, because that's what the risk that you take when, if you, let's say, have an accident, that's what holds you and make sure you're in line. So yeah, I think easier said than done, but yeah, definitely just working out every now and then.
One thing I noticed is that I mean, you mentioned that about your what you need, like James. I noticed that when I try to do sim racing, I find that you need to be focused all the time, and it's hard. It's hard to do like continuous half an hour for me, at least, to try it out, because one small slip and next thing you know, it's twitchy. You are off the track, or it's really really hard. And I almost feel that it's more forgiving on real life opposed to sim. What do you think about that, James?
I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this because of what I was saying before, right? Where now you're limited with your inputs. So not having the adrenaline of being in an actual car and having those extra inputs makes you have to focus so much harder on the inputs that you do have, which is mainly visual as well, right? We're looking at a screen and trying to get as much information from that screen as we can. And then without the adrenaline and the excitement of being in an actual car and having that sort of extra excitement out of that, it forces you to really, really focus. And that then, if you can do that, when you jump into the actual thing, it suddenly becomes so much easier.
Yeah. The mental game is hard. I remember like, I mean, I guess we only have F1. I mean, Sepang track here. I remember I think like 50 times I did reset just to get over the first three corners, because it was hard. So got a comment here from Ivan. I have said with like a lot of potential. He can lean on the car and know where the limit of grip is.
Okay, if Ivan recognizes your
Thank
good
you,
driving,
Ivan.
you are good.
I really appreciate that. For your information, I drove him in the Supra the other day for the Toyota Gazoo round. So yeah.
Nice.
It's,
So what other races are you guys in now? E1, and you guys were in Gazoo. What other races for your team?
Stratos really are just focusing on E1 championship, and we normally do the E-Racing GP Global Edition, which is under Axel with the name of Alex Young. So yeah, those are the two main championships that me and Stratos are focusing on. But in terms of me personally, I'm doing races everywhere, on different platforms, different regions. So yeah, I'm really busy every day, just actually doing laps behind the sim.
Nice.
So how much practice do you put in on a day?
A day, I would like to say minimum, I would say 3 hours. Minimum.
Wow.
Just sitting here 3 hours. And that doesn't take into account of the breaks in between where you're actually studying data. So we have a telemetry system which can compare us to another driver, so you can easily pinpoint where we're losing out and where we're making mistakes and whatnot. So yeah, a lot of time goes into sim racing.
Just how detailed is the telemetry that we are talking about here?
Oh, even more detailed than real life driving. I think because there's no other influences that can influence the data. I think it's straight away from the system, so it's really accurate. The smallest difference in brake pressure maybe or throttle input, that's you clearly see it through sim racing data, and I think it really helps drivers to improve. And also
we're also not
make
limited by the sensors as well. So like in the
It's
real car,
Mhm.
we only have a certain amount of sensors, whereas on a sim you can almost have any information you possibly want.
And I guess you can have sensors in every single race you have. It's not limited to F1 or different type of races. They can all have the same
Correct.
sensors. Yeah.
Yep.
The
And
physics,
cool thing about it is that you can, each car has different like types of suspensions and whatnot, and you can see how different they travel. It's just really cool how high level it is right now.
It's much more controlled environment, I guess, for you to see the results.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So James, what is the big break that sim racing needs to make it bigger?
I think it's having it, to be honest. I think it's going through that right now. So much has changed in the last 12 months. I think last year, the fact that all the real races got cancelled, and this globally, not just here, it forced a lot of both organizers, teams, drivers to try it. So it got a lot of attention over the last 12 months, and it has grown significantly in the last 12 months, both in terms of participation and funding and sponsors and stuff. So I think if it stays on this path, it's just going to keep exploding. There's no reason for it to stop, really, because it's so accessible to anybody. Whereas real racing, we're talking annual budgets of 100,000 a year, 200, 300, 400,000 a year. And, sim racing is you just buy the rig and off you go. It's not that difficult.
Cool. Should it remain as it is now, whereby it is a complete digital replica of the real world races where all the rules are exactly the same? Or should it capitalize more on the fact that it is in the digital environment, whereby maybe the qualifying race, you can press a button and your car will have a bazooka, or just to make it more entertaining, given that it's in the virtual world.
That's not sim.
A lot of restrictions in racing are there in the name of safety to protect the drivers also, right?
Yeah.
So now that everybody is in a virtual world, so would this not be an opportunity to remove certain limits and restrictions that
yes
you need?
and no, I think. I think the end goal for most of the guys who are doing sim racing is they want to get in the real thing.
Yeah.
So trying to teach them the right things is good.
Important.
But going back to what you're saying about how the fear and the danger is not there, right? If anything, it needs to be forced more in the sim world than in real life, because we're very willing to crash in a sim because just press reset and go again. So if anything, it needs more governance in the sim world than it does in the real world. In the real world, nobody's gonna smash into. Well, I won't say no.
Can I provide an input on how you can do that, bro?
Sure.
Take my idea. Anybody who crashes gets electrocuted. And you guys, if you reset 3 times that, so that there is a thrill to it. Because see, when we watch racing, think about it. We're like, oh my god, it's gonna crash. But imagine if he crashes, you know what? You're gonna get zapped. And then the threat is real, and then tell Alex, they should bring up heart monitors onto the drivers, and they can monitor the pulses. Like, he's scared. That's the future, bro. I'm telling you, I got something over here. It's patented.
That would make it very more interesting, actually.
Especially with the onboard cameras as well.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. One last question for Nakib. Let's say you break it into the real racing world, and then you got your first contract, and then it's worth a lot of money. What's the first car will you buy?
For first car I would buy. Is there a limit in price or what?
Okay,
let's rules here.
Let's not be too crazy.
Okay.
Reasonable. You can range into the likes of, I don't know, Ferrari or whatnot. Yeah.
If I really scored a big price, I think GT3 RS.
This is a person with real driving blood in him. We have real driving blood.
You're right, man. Yeah.
So James,
what about you, James?
Yeah. Sorry.
Me, when I get my commission from Nakib's big bonus, I will probably go for something more German, maybe a BMW M4, something like that.
Why? Nice.
Lovely.
Lovely, modest
Despite
choice.
the nostrils.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time,
for
guys.
joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with your next race. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So
Makes me want to go out and train some more now.
Oh, Nakib is back.
hi Nakib, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah. Go get your GD3 RS.
Yeah, man. So this season of E1 Championship is proudly sponsored by Evo Club Car Insurance with Pro Mileage.
What is that Chiang was trying to show just now? I thought it's a sponsorship logo or what.
This is from last year.
Yeah. No, I thought when Con was saying that we are the proud sponsors of this, then I thought there's something to show. I was looking for our logo. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come. Let's jump back into our questions. Yellow Lady, X5 or RX 350 facelift?
Brand new X5, I'll go X5 lah.
Yeah. But if you're talking about the previous gen X5, then the Lexus RX for me.
Okay.
Japanese K car. I think if you're talking about those parallel import Japanese K car, they are too overpriced for what they are.
But it's fun.
Yes.
I mean, you're paying Honda Civic prices for a kanchen size car, you know. But well, no better way to show your wealth, I suppose.
Cost to maintain BMW. Next question.
First 5 years free. Cheaper what? First 5 years free.
But I thought it's like they came with a different package, right? They can buy with a longer warranty and shorter warranty.
Yes. But the thing is that, right, you take the package, you can factor it into your loan. It goes into your loan. So basically, right, like what Bobby likes to always say, when you put that into your loan, your cost of maintaining that car, everything is pao ka liao in that one payment every month. You know, that's it. You don't have to every 6 months fork out another lump sum of money to pay for your.
Can I make a confession, Bobby?
Yeah.
You know, long time I had a car that I paid one amount and that was it.
Sorry, again. It's been a long time.
Long time. I paid one amount for a car and that was it. Very long time. Very long time. Maybe 20 years ago. How I wish. But yeah, but I can see it's nice. Like, just imagine paying one amount each month and that was it. That was your car price, insurance price. That was the car price, the maintenance price, everything A to Z. Yeah.
But if you bought the G20, you'll be free, maintenance free also, BMW.
Yeah.
It will cost him nothing to service or maintain the car. Yeah.
So I mean, or rather, if you must, the first 5 years is inside your car loan.
Yeah, just get the G20. It won't cost you a lot.
The reality is all new cars are pretty much reliable.
And
generally, So the word easy to maintain shouldn't be an issue for you because it's not your problem. Your problem is just to send the car for servicing, and it's covered by warranty in most cases, and you're done. Why you worry? Go buy a new car. Don't think too much about it. Is that?
Yeah.
Easy instead and done.
Okay, I spotted this one.
Wait. Sorry. Bobby, can you click that again?
This one. So, a friend of ours in this industry, Tai Chui, his YouTube channel is all in Mandarin. He does Mandarin car reviews. So he just unveiled his brand new car yesterday. He bought a CX-8.
Nice.
I didn't know the CX-8 is 200K.
It depends on which engine spec you take.
He bought the mid-spec, the 2.5 mid-spec.
2.5, I think, with the individual seats, right?
Individual seats, and then he added leather seats. He paid another 4 or 5K for leather seats. Yeah. So this guy was asking whether CX-8 is a good choice. Well, Tai Chui in the video specifically said that he wanted the CX-9. but the CX9 is 300K.
Yeah.
And for me, 200K, you can buy a 2-year-old CX9. So he should have gotten a CX9 if that's the car he wanted with his same budget, because a 2-year-old CX9 is still under warranty, and there's no maintenance. Just buy a used car. But not everybody dares to buy a used car, right?
But
So
the CX, does the CX9 have the individual seats like the CX8? It does not.
The second row,
I
yes,
don't think so.
For me,
Is it?
the individual.
I can't recall.
For me, the individual seats of the CX8 is to me is the plus point lah. If I buy a CX8, I will buy one with the individual seats.
True.
Right.
True.
I'm sure as a father of two, you would appreciate that having that luxury, right?
If you want to force yourself to use if you want to force yourself to use the third row, right? Then you get the individual seats lah.
No lah, I'm just imagining a scenario when my kids are a bit older than they are now. One is 9, one is 11, right? I give them one chair each on their own. I think it's just very cool on the long distance journey.
True.
I mean, you got the divider, what? This is the divide center, and then it's fine line.
Oh, the one with the divider is an even higher spec.
No, with the armrest. I mean, armrest comes
that
down.
was a higher spec.
What Anna was saying, you have a full bench seat. You also put your child on each of them on one side, right? It's just that the middle is connected only, ma. Not connected is actually not big that of a selling point. Apart from the fact that you're forcing people, you're forcibly putting one person to the third row.
To me, if you are required to use the third row, then yes, having the pilot's chair is good, because they can easily walk in and out. My old Kia Carnival had it. Fantastic, everybody can go in lah. But other than that, you know what, you'll never use the third row lah.
Exactly.
Most small families, you buy an SUV and all that, don't think about pilot seat. All that doesn't matter, as long got comfortable seats, big enough, leather, more than enough lah.
I tell you, my CX9 by the end of the first year, my third rows are almost permanently folded.
Yep, your Xfinity.
Yeah, that's his new car.
Wow.
He didn't censor his brake. Oh no, the world's gonna crumble, according to internet keyboard. Anyway, sorry, Con. Let's continue to the question highlighted just now.
Okay, come. Let's dream bigger a bit. Okay. Vantage 07 price is 240K, but an R8 209 is also around that price.
Vantage lah.
I mean, the R8 probably, if you want to bring it on, if you really appreciate the mid-engine configuration, the balance of a mid-engine car, then yes, R8 perhaps.
No, but I guess you buy these two cars are bought for one purpose lah. Is to flex lah. You want to bring the car out.
You can't flex better than the Vantage.
And I mean. Yeah, exactly. It's I mean, I was talking to Bobby the other day. I mean, I think I can afford to buy a Ferrari in my future, but I never thought I could afford to buy an Aston, because I view the Aston brand name as something higher in my mindset, at least, because in Malaysia. So in Malaysia, if you buy an Aston and you drive like, Aston, wow, something like, Audi, okay lah. What I said and done, Aston is an Aston, like,
like Chris V once said to us, Bobby, if you had bought a Panamera, we were Bobby, you bought a Panamera.
Okay lah, good lah.
You bought an Aston now.
when you told the group, Bobby, you bought an Aston, I was like, is he kidding? Is he joking? I still didn't believe he bought an Aston. So when everybody started saying like, "Oh, congrats!" Like, "Wow, really? He bought an Aston?" Like, So to me, salute lah. It's something else, like,
But actually, you come to think about it, right, Tana? The price that I pay, right, is sort of that of a brand new E-Class Coupe.
Yeah, the price doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. The price is immaterial. It's whether you have the balls to do it or not. If you got the balls to do it and you did it, you know what? You're rewarded with that. I think that's why it shows.
Right. Tana, when you have visited enough workshops, right?
Yeah.
your antibody to broken down cars grow, right? You get more daring when I tell you.
Today I got a call from
Anna
my
must be Superman
today-
man in that regard.
today I got a call from my mechanic. I said, "How's the Porsche?" He said, "Done." Yeah, all done running. By the way, the brake servo failed. And I said,
Hey, you're lucky it failed
wait,
in the workshop.
wait. Then I said, how? Don't worry, you got a half cut. All the parts are there to replace. I said, good luck, why asking me more? so yeah. So
It's like it has come to the stage where people ask me, like, Bobby, you think I should buy a F30, 328i, worry about the maintenance? I'm like, what's there to maintain? 4 ports and one turbo, that's it, right? What else? Some pipings and all that. There's nothing in there, it's just 4-cylinder and a turbocharger and what else?
I really
The
feel,
gearbox
Bobby,
is
that
bulletproof.
everybody should buy a car that they're most afraid of. They should buy it, because once you go through the hurdle, then you feel like, what, I can do anything in life. Forget about buying another car. It's like, I can face anything in life, So yeah, I know you must feel that I'm the warranty. I can find out, I can fix this, I can find a way solution. You can do it. So yeah, face your fears and buy the car that you want. That's the best advice I can give you.
Like people ask me, for more modern cars, like where to find parts? Find what part? Just drive your car to BMW service center, sign a form, drop your keys, and then come back a day later.
Yeah. Anybody who asks about BMW, should I buy this? Should I buy that? I'm like, and I always think, Bobby, like, if let's say, like you say, hey, should I buy a 328 GT? I'm thinking in my head, if I say yes, would you go buy the car? And if the answer is yes, I'm thinking, but shouldn't you like the car first? Shouldn't you fall in love with the car first? So I think the first thing is like fall in love with the car first, and then solve the problem. It's just an issue of like checklist, like, okay, Con says, check timing chain, fine, check. Do this, check. Do the due diligence, which is why I think Evo Club has got this big network. You got your Evo Club insurance, you got your warranty, you go and do the PPI, and then you drive your car cannot scratch, you got your marvelous paint, you drive your car, you scared your car got a fire extinguisher. What else you want? Everything we give you.
No, because last time, before they jump into this, they hear from left and right, They're like, wow, little thing is 30,000. It's like, after you went into this, right? You're like, hey, it's the same one, right? The parts prices all more or less the same.
More or less,
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
You just need to be willing to do that extra bit of homework. That's what I always say. You need to do that extra bit of homework.
No,
And
you visit the same workshop and your car keeps breaking down, it's definitely that workshop's problem.
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the best advice I give you also is join the groups, like in our Evo Club, Facebook group, for example. And you can go ask them, because if a problem comes to you and it's a common problem, you know what, the answer is already out there. If it's uncommon, someone is scamming you. Quickly go and do your homework. You'll be fine. No issue.
And if you're talking about cars like what Bobby pointed out just now, F30 all these, right? It's like thousands of people out there have owned the car before you already at this stage. So whatever problems that your car can face, somebody out there has documented it, right? All you have to do is just go to Google and key in the right search terms and find out how to fix it. Okay, like Ivan Pong says, high cost of maintenance, but surprisingly cheap to maintain. Workshop choice also very important, like Bobby said.
So fear was the high cost of maintenance, but surprisingly cheap. I really did it differently. I think that fear is it's hard for you to maintain. Because a lot of people go into buying cars and they're fearful. And if you're scared and you have the car, don't own the car. The car should be scary to you,
for first timers they will like you see, like people like us now, right? We drive, then we saw an engine warning sign, right? Yeah. Then we drive smoother, try and observe things, slowly accelerate, switch through the gears, and then we go like, nothing fuck it.
Good point, Bobby. Like I think that what people are not learning is how to pinpoint a problem. Like for example, today I sent my Everest to a workshop, and this is the symptom. Symptom was initially I go by sound. The the sound was like first sound happened last Friday. Then it was second sound. Okay. Then I press through. I press more
Bro,
oil.
can you do this not that sound again? The last one. No. You know this one sound like what? This one sound like the first gen Vios after raining. The aircon bell.
Okay. So anyway, so pinpointed the problem lah. Okay. Second was sound was, and then I figured like, hey, this is like as if slipping. Then I press the oil, the gas. The more gas I press, the more it sounds. So am I thinking, could it be a fan? Could it be the belt?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the belt won't go faster or slower based on the acceleration because it's
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
So it cannot be. Then what could it be? Then it's something like air. Then I think could it be exhaust related because more thing going out, intake, outtake, intake and exhaust. So you begin to think, and then and that being the injector was leaking, like But the point is, you got to know how to think about it. Like for example, is my temperature going up or not?
Yeah.
So that comes with, you know what? Buying old cars and risking it and driving it. Then you go through the experience of finding out, bro, Tana, your car sounds like spaceship. What we
Tana, our audience having a time with you lah.
You know what? There's a guy, Tanga bought Audi A6 because his partner said, hey, best car in the world, fantastic. He bought it for me. And then because his partner like forced him to buy. After he bought it, he said, Tanga, I bought the car and I'm worried. I said, don't worry, Tanga. After buying this car, whatever you go through in life, after this, I can buy any car. So what do you mean? After Audi problems, you face all these things like any other cars, no problem. He was scared. Does that mean I made a bad decision? I said, no, this is learning curve.
Ever consider a different line of work?
Yeah. But we must. I think it's a big education, guys. Yeah. When you go to see a mechanic, try to tell them, okay, I hear this problem, I hear the issue or problem. If they cannot explain to you in a logical manner, to come mechanic, because they're making you stupid. No mechanic should make you look stupid. They should tell you what the problems are, what happened, why I came to this conclusion, and what answer is. All
right.
So
I think the important thing is, right, you own these cars. First, you must learn to be alert, but you never panic. Don't ever panic. Well, when you panic, right, means you'll be all sorts of things in your head. Like last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? It's last week. My car had come out the instrument cluster, transmission fail-safe program. 5 years ago, I see that kind of warning. Oh fuck! I would shit bricks already one. But when I saw it, I was like, hey, cannot be what. The last time I drove the car, gearbox was shifting smoothly what. No jerks. Cannot be a transmission problem one. But then again, because the transmission was on limb mode, the gearbox electronically locked itself to fourth gear. So I call insurance, tow the car to the workshop. And this is and I have to say, this workshop, Munich Precision in PJ, they are quite good. They they diagnose the problem right now. The thing is that transmission failure, you it's either 2+K to get a half cut or 5K to rebuild one. Cannot lari one lah. Okay. So this guy, they actually managed to trace the problem to the ABS module. The ABS module was sending wrong wheel speed sensors to the transmission control unit. So the transmission control unit got all these wonky readings, like go haywire, and decided, okay, I'm going to safe mode, and actually true enough, after they sort out the module, they tested the transmission is just running fine. But they also say that, hey, your fluid is time to change. I said, okay, transmission fluid changed. And
see, the thing is this: those who have gotten especially BMWs. Transmission malfunction or gearbox malfunction. You have to know it is translated from German, right? Yeah. And to the Germans, it is either perfectly functioning or when something is wrong, it's a malfunction, right? Correct. So they literally tell you that, and then people over here, they freak out lah. So
yes. Yes.
And also mechanics. 10 years ago, not 10 years ago lah. 8 years ago, I almost invested into an Audi workshop. I think Tana, you might know which workshop.
Yeah.
Yes, I almost invested in that workshop. So he wanted me to invest, to basically like buy over his share. He wanted to move to a bigger place and all that. So we were like, okay, we were keen, me and my friends, a few of us. Then we saw his wife. Then we realized his wife goes to Genting every weekend. Gamble. So habits like this, you have to understand. As a workshop owner, right, the rental of that factory lot easily 20K, right? Salary of their staff, 8 staff, 10 staff, right? They're easily another 30K, right? So they need the amount of business to pay every month, right? So Scully one weekend come down, lost 25,000 there. You think whose gearbox need to be rebuilt that week?
Yep.
I tell you, it's so easy, right? So that's some of the examples.
And I think I always believe that find a mechanic of which loves the car or drives the car that you drive. For example, like Mike Yap is heavily into golf. He loves the cars. And you know what? People like them you can trust. Desmond, for example. There are few guys out there who really love their cars, and they will not abuse them. If the mechanic is not driving the car that you drive and there's no love for them, I don't know. Think twice,
Tana, any mechanics who drive Aston Martin Rapida? I'm asking for a friend.
No. Oh, one more thing. I have the policy, Bobby. People always ask, hey, I went to, I don't want to mention names, Okay, I went to this German SC, and the person the SC asked the SC there, and he said, "Hey, my car now doing this, how come it's is it normal And the guy in the SC said, "This is normal, ma." Correct. And they come back to me and they ask me, and I say like, "This isn't normal." And the thing is this: the guy in the SC is working there. He's probably like in their mid-20s. They don't drive the car that you drive.
Yeah.
Okay. You as a driver have been living the car daily. You know the small nuances, what's happening. Okay. So trust your gut more than the guy in the SC because what you will pick out small differences. So if you go to a, let's say, outside workshop which are the same car, you know what? More often than not, they will say, "Oh, this one I know, my car had the same issue. This is the problem." So just remember that, the SCs are fantastic in certain things, but small things they might not pick up,
All right.
Sorry, I never said anything wrong with here. No brand were involved here.
Yeah. But that's a fair comment. That's a fair comment.
I got. So Ng Chi Ho says every state has a real quantity car expert. Joining car group and ask around, even including join the car group. Join the Evo Club. You will be surprised the wealth information you can get when you come.
Yes.
And obviously we have the Evo Club. That's the workshops. We've got panels across Malaysia. Anywhere you are, you can find really trustworthy people to do PPI, pre-purchase inspection, as well as maintain your cars. You can't go wrong with this.
Yeah. Okay,
Right.
shall we take more car buying questions?
Yes, a lot.
Whereby the price is higher than a new Mercedes E300 and 370K. 8 months old.
But it's a 7 Series though.
Yeah. It's not crazy.
Cost is worth. You should say it this way. It's only 50,000 more than an E class.
So you look at it from a percentage perspective, right?
Yeah.
50. How many percent is 50,000 from 370K? It's like not even 20%, right?
But I guess when you go in that range, it doesn't matter, You're already 13.5% to be exact, Who cares?
Yeah.
Anna,
Wow.
what is BS?
Black Series.
Wow. Okay. That means just a question,
I would go this one, Wow.
I'll let Tana answer this one.
I don't know. I mean, one's a Mercedes, one's a Porsche.
One's a V8.
So I stopped there,
The one's a Black Series,
One's a Porsche.
Still a Porsche.
I don't care you black. I don't care you black whatever, like, you know. The only car to me that will stand head and shoulders is if you have an AMG GT there. I say, oh,
Excuse me,
AMG
sir.
GT.
Why does your taxi has a wide body?
Yeah. So exactly, it's a Porsche. You know. So, yeah.
Porsche.
I mean, car ownership experience. I think, to me, it's more than just owning the car. You own the car, you park the car, you look at it, you're like, oh, this looks beautiful. This is something that I like. You've actually made it, you know. So to me, the Porsche is like, you know, Porsche.
Wow, this is surprising. SL55 AMG. 55 AMG is the 5.5 V8, right?
Yes.
5.5 supercharged V8, right?
Don't know NA or supercharged though.
I think supercharged.
Supercharged. I don't know.
The 55 AMG has a more attractive.
Okay, let's just put into categories lah. Sound. Who wins? Sound.
You cannot beat the M5.
M5.
Cannot beat the E60.
M5. Okay, so sound M5 win. Okay. Looks. Which one win? I know answer it lah.
I mean, of course, the SL is a more alluring car, right?
So now we're tied. Looks wise, the SL win. Sound wise, the BM win. Okay. Which one is a chick magnet? Which one is a dude magnet?
Chick magnet SL.
Dude magnet for sure.
Say again, what about?
The you want chick magnet, it has to be the SL.
Okay, so if you want girls, SL. If you want guys, go for the M5.
M5.
Answer the question already.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
You know, I will go for the SL.
Yeah, I'll go with the SL.
Yeah, me too.
As much as I love the engine, right, I don't like the car.
Yeah.
The E60, the whole looks of it, I like it in the non M5 configuration, the stock, because it was unique, was different. I like it for being quirky and cheap enough, but to pay the maintenance price of the E60 M5, I don't know.
No, Chiang then power the features that is able to find.
Well trained by HP Chiang.
Yeah, and you're right. You know, Daniel is right, because SL55 has got the
AMG V8s do have this charm, right? The V10 you have to pull it to 6,000-7,000 RPM to really enjoy it. It's
I mean they both sound nice, except the V10 is a more exotic sound.
Correct. Whereas the V8 just sounds nice all the time.
Hey, the SL really underloved, you know. It's a great car. It's a great car.
Mugilan says I'm a brand snob already. No, it's different. No, it's not a brand snob. It's like when you're buying a car for the general public, you know, you're buying a car because you like it and because you want to show you've made it. I think if you think what car is all about, it's just that. The other aspect is because you love the car. If you love the car, you know what? No one's questioning you. Buy whatever car that you want to get.
Correct.
You know, because you love the car, it doesn't matter who cares what they say. But if you're asking for the point of view of resale value of which car will people say looks better, which car has got the street cred, you know, the brand comes to play. You know, you put a Mercedes and you put a Porsche, unless the AMG GT against a Porsche, I'm like, what do you make now? But other than that, it's a Porsche, you know.
Tana, what I learned to help people differentiate now is during your first 3 months of purchase and into your 3rd year of ownership. You know,
during the first 3 months of ownership, say again?
Your first 3 months of ownership versus your third year of ownership. See, the first 3 months,
correct.
The first 3 months, the Black Series is bugger, right? By the 8-month first year, you're like, where am I going with this blah shit? You know, like white body and all that. Whereas by the 3rd year, you will still love your 911.
Yeah, I'll give you an example, Bobby. Like now, you know, like we test cars, and I get to drive all these cars because I do videos for you guys, and after doing all these cars, my wife became her level of tolerance is very higher. It's like, oh, this car is only this one. How come this car got no So, I'm like, what the hell? Where did you become this snob? Her level is so high already. So now when we see a car, we are so numb by it. Our requirement is much higher. So it's like so that I can feel like, okay lah, this car is nice. I can almost envision after the first week of ownership, I'm going like, it's just a normal car.
Yeah.
So because we've driven all these cars, we can almost envision what you'll feel after the 1 year or one week lah, 1 2 weeks of ownership.
As motoring journalists are really, you get so, it's not that we are sick of it, It's like we are so often we are judging cars that we couldn't afford, and then we go like, that car is shit. It's very difficult for us to like cars.
But it's good because why? We are not like, for example, like when you go for a test drive, and this is the worst part. All of you guys, when you go test drive, doesn't matter Honda, Toyota, whatever car it is, you go there, you get the new car smell. The guy say, see the car, very nice, wow, nice, You only have the car for 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you guys are making a decision to buy a car. In 10 freaking minutes, Where else we go like, okay, one day today we drive the car, first 10 minutes, okay, then 1 hour. So we are already past that whole honeymoon phase, so to say, quickly. Yeah. So we know what it's all about, and we're like, okay, now we very flat line with no biasness, give you a very proper answer what the car feeling is all about.
Yeah. We don't get excited so easily anymore. Yeah.
We answered that already.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
More questions?
Mazda 6.
What's your take on the diesel?
I'll go for it.
Why? Why, Connor?
I always have a thing for diesel.
I don't know. But you never tried diesel. I don't know why. Always diesel.
No, this one, it's...
I mean, the Mazda is a different diesel, I understand. But it's to its credit, the Mazda diesel doesn't sound like a diesel. That's its credit.
Correct.
That's the best part about the diesel, But why are you for diesel?
I like the effortlessness of a diesel engine from
the torque lah.
And also the fact,
right?
and the fact that I don't have to visit the fuel station as often.
But not much, right? It's like, I think extra 30% or.
The thing with Mazda Sky Active is that they have the most efficient petrol and the least efficient diesel.
Correct.
It's not much difference, It's not much difference.
But Mazda also, the way they spec their cars, right? The diesel gets the highest spec every time.
But I get what Paul said. It's like when you accelerate on the highway, right? You don't need to like really wrung the engine out,
Like I have a diesel and my diesel is from 215 and that engine is a 212 engine so it's actually an older engine, almost 10 years. But I find that although you drive a diesel and the sound is there, when you go up to speed, it's very quiet. You can't hear anything. It's comfortable. It just pulls very easily. If it's like a MPV or SUV with a lot of people in the car, you know what? I prefer a diesel. I love my Everest. The way I go on the highway, it's fantastic. So,
but Ian, if you're looking at if you go for the Mazda 6 diesel, try to get one with GVC. It makes a difference to the handling.
What's a B5 Con?
B5 B means battery.
Really?
Is it?
Yes,
or bio? I don't know. I have no idea. But anytime for me, you get the XC60. It's a larger car, more comfortable. This guy came back. Used luxury SUV.
Sorry, I should have more specific. What's the best used large luxury SUV for 250K? Volvo X6090, BMW X5, Audi Q7, Merc GLE, Lexus RX, etc. Used
in this company, I think XC90 is the best value, right?
XC90 is the best car here, but if you plan to keep the car for like 10, 12 years, then you go with the Q7 because the XC90 is a hybrid. At the end of the day, towards the end, you need to replace the what? Yeah.
I agree. I mean that the of the lot, I think the Q7 is probably easier to maintain, parts wise. It's quite easy to maintain.
Yeah.
A friend just texted me. I just saw his text. He said don't mention his name because he's from our industry. He said once his wife was driving his old V50 T5, and she said she saw smoke coming out from the bonnet. And then he asked his wife, what does the gauges show? She said, one side of the gauge show half, the other side of the gauge show full. So she don't know which one is the temperature gauge. Now back to our question of what we were saying just now. Yeah, these things happen,
Yeah.
That's why we're here to educate more.
Correct.
More questions?
Do we have
2018 X1 next year. May I know your thoughts on this car?
2018 is which one, Icon?
It's the current gen pre-facelift one.
So it's a 2-liter turbo.
Yeah. It's okay. It's an okay choice.
Two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive.
Buy law.
It's an okay choice.
Right. It's also not expensive, right? It depreciates very fast. This car.
I mean, the worst of the depreciation is past already, so it's okay to buy.
The X1 is the biggest in its class, though.
Yes.
Really? Yeah.
Somehow it doesn't give you the impression, right?
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
I mean,
it is the biggest.
Why is it biggest? Is it the back seat or in terms of the whole
everything?
overall
You
space?
compare to XC40, you compare to UX, you compare to.
No, you see, because BMW suddenly realized, they don't have to accommodate a prop shaft, right? They suddenly realized they got a lot of space to play with.
The car is big. The car is huge.
Yeah.
I think the boot was okay. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the review of the car.
More rear leg room than Range Rover Sport. I'm serious.
I mean, when you go Range Rover, you're buying it for the looks, you're buying just to show off.
Bro, I tell you, the Range Rover Sport, right? My friend came in his one, right? His is the supercharged one. Said, wow, looks so nice. And my wife loved the look of the Range Rover Sport. Both of us also like how it looks. Then we opened the rear seat, the rear doors, and like, what? The space for your rear, the leg room is ridiculously small for the size of the car, man.
Yeah.
It's tight.
I wonder where the space went to.
Exactly.
And that's why I think cars like Tiguan do a very good job. It's like you get Tiguan, like, where did the space come from? It's the opposite.
Okay, quick one. 9 years Camry and Accord. They are both easy to maintain. They are both easy to source parts.
Which generation? 9 year. 9 year is the XV50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They are both okay. Of course, the Camry is slightly, but ever so slightly less temperamental. But they are both.
Which Accord is a 9-year-old one? It's the Perdana Accord.
Yes.
No, don't buy the Accord way. The Perdana Accord, right?
Oh. But that one is okay also one lah. It's okay also one.
Wow.
It's the one after that is better. The one after that is better.
Way better. That one is beautiful, right? The Perdana Accord, that one is, wow, my God.
That one, the interior has dated very badly.
I freaking hate how the car looks.
The car, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that the interior is aged badly.
Accord is just... Yeah. No for me, that one.
Wow. Chia, this picture I took one,
Wait, but that's the XV40 though. What year did the XV50 came out?
2012, lor. Yeah.
On that year itself,
Yeah. Actually, this is a better Camry than the XV50 actually.
Better looking,
Yeah.
right? It is.
I never liked the Camry how it looks until the more recent ones. I always find the Camry more sleepy. You know, the Accord is always sportier.
Well, that has always been the way they position themselves as well.
Correct. Like sleepy. One's uncle car, one is like, oh, it's more sporty, you know. Get
What
the
else?
Euro 5. Get the Accord Euro, the Euro Type R, is it?
Oh, that one different league.
Oh.
Hey guys, any thoughts on the 2016 Peugeot 308 T9? I'm kind of attracted to the quirky designs and loads of features. Thanks in advance from Grayson Gray.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't hear much
No.
issues with the newer Peugeots.
No.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Mm.
Is the GT86 worth buying now with the GR86 coming? I think
it still is.
I think the GT86 will in the future be more loved than the GR86.
So let me make this clear. The new 86 is now called GR and not GT
Yes.
anymore.
Yes.
I thought it's some Gazoo Racing edition.
Well, it is Gazoo.
This is a weird question.
Brand new.
Huh?
What is
Wow.
this? What is Megane
This
RS
one,
300?
that's the
Oh,
1.8,
new one.
the current 1.8 Megane.
Oh,
Mm.
this is a Cayenne. Okay, okay. Your Megane will hold value far better than your Cayenne. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can say.
Yeah.
And
Anna, are you going to say, but it's a Porsche?
I'm being quiet here.
no, I
mean-
tell you, Tana, right, bro? Tana is like, wow, Porsche. Cayenne. 3.6. Then keep quiet.
I would say if you want to get the
Overwhelming.
Cayenne 3.6, buy a Audi Q7. You know, and I think it's a better buy. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
why do you want to buy a Cayenne and then look at a Megane? I think it's like two different kind of cars. I think you are undecided, Puteh. I think Puteh, you should go and dig deep to see what is it you want to get. I think back to the question of like Con and Bobby asked you, like if you had to buy cars, you had to buy, let's say buy two cars, and the budget was you can buy a nicer car for family and a smaller car for a cheaper car for you, or you can buy a okay car for family and a better car for you. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has got their own taste, and nothing wrong and nothing right. Correct?
Yeah.
You know,
I can tell you, Tana, when I see questions like that, right, I'm very certain that the Megane is the one in the heart,
correct.
but the brain says the Cayenne is so much more car, you know. So
Yeah.
always follow your heart.
Go with
Then
the
you
heart.
never regret.
Yeah.
Follow your heart.
Go with the heart. Okay, there are two questions. Can we take them at one go?
Done.
Mark 7.5 Golf 1.4, F20 BMW 118i. Then also we have another one looking at a Mini R. I think this is a typo, should be the R56 or the Mercedes A250.
R56. Very old already, whoa.
I'm going to assume that he's well, there's no Mini R58.
True. 53, 56, or F56, right?
Oh no, R58 is the coupe and the roadster.
Oh, wow! If it is the roadster, then of course roadster lah, right?
The coupe is please don't buy if you are like
No, out of that four cars, right? The not so good cars from the right brain, like space, comfort, handling, blah blah, and all that, right? Is the A250? You know, it's very shoddy ride, bad build quality, you know. Blah 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 and all that, and then the 118 is like impractical boot, impractical rear seats, blah blah. The best car there is the Golf, spacious, comfortable, you know, well built and all that, but characterless when compared to a Mini, for say, right?
If you're looking at character, it's the Mini.
I guess if you put on a scale and one end is being practical, the Golf is the most practical and comfortable and easy to use. And on the in between is like you want the brand of a BMW or a Merc, you buy that, okay lah, whatever. And then the other end is like different, unique. People see, they look at you like, wow, coupe, convertible. So yeah, and it's different. It's different. No, nothing right, nothing wrong, lah.
Okay.
But 850 is a normal car, lah, basically. You know, it's to me, it's about the price you pay, like normal, lah. You know?
Okay. I'm going to just quickly go through this one. Go for the 3-liter CBU.
Why bigger, better?
Yeah. And honestly, at that point in time, CBU versus CKD, BMW quality, there is a difference.
I like the fact, I think the higher CC cars back then always came with better specs. You know, like the leather, the stable, everything was different, build quality wise. So for that purpose alone, like it's like mechanically, if the car want to upgrade into the engine, like you can do it. But interior to do up, it's very difficult to get.
But you know what, Tana? That era, right? They always fuck it up with what, you know. The more luxury one, the inlays are the lacquered wood. And then the lowest one is the silver aluminium inlays that we all want. The lacquer wood.
But Jasmine, if you are shopping if your CBU is a UK spec, then shop with care, because the UK spec ones have direct injection. So if the previous owner didn't know how to care for it properly, then that engine is a disaster in the future.
Yeah, speaking of which, I wanted to get my car, you know, the valve, the carbon.
Do it. What's your take on that? You know, you got walnut busting, you got chemical, you got vapor, got so many types of doing, you know.
Nothing is cleaner than walnut blasting, right? To be honest.
I don't have the expertise to say for sure, except that it should be done like if your car is direct injection.
I did with the old school way, actually taking out intake and they soak it and they clean it with the Dremel and clean it like no. So I find
that A6?
Yeah, A6, I did my A6 like no. They did that. I find that it's more thorough, but
that's like a top overhaul already, right?
Yeah, but the pricing is about the same, you know. About the same, you know. That's what I'm saying. Depending where you go to, the about the same. So it's like one takes half a day to do it, one takes 30 minutes. You know. So obviously, pricing point of view, they got machinery, they can make money because it's half an hour. They finish it off, right? No. But go to a good place to do walnut busting, because I've heard that depending how you do it, and some stuck debris and stuff like that. So you go to a good shop, fine, pay the money. Don't cheap out to do walnut busting. Go to a good shop and do it.
Yeah.
And I have to say this again. Carbon is the biggest performance robbing thing in your engine, bar none. Carbon is the biggest enemy. Seriously. Carbon dislodge, carbon accumulating. After accumulate, they dislodge. They got stuck in your piston ring. They choke your piston. You know, you pull your basically you need to do an overhaul after that.
You know what's the funny part, Bobby, for all this? Like when I did my decarboning, the biggest impact of this, obviously, they say of fuel and all that stuff is there. The biggest impact was, you know how at the edge of the valve, you know, where the valve sits on the engine block, because they soak and they clean all that stuff, so your throttle response is faster, you know. It's like you can feel almost that the way it opens up, and it just very quickly opens up. And but obviously this is now with newer cars, it's not an issue, because newer cars comes with port and direct injection, both combined, like a Toyota comes with it, BMW comes with it, you know. But I think the in-between cars, like, you know, cars of that mid 2000s, all
the German turbocharged are direct injection, right?
Until now, like now no more. Now
some
they're
of
direct.
the higher-end Audis have Audi and VAG engines. They use dual injection. So you have direct and port injection.
So they solve the problem already.
Your Aston is port injection, right?
Port injection. That's why I say in the long run, my Aston would definitely be more reliable than my RS6.
I believe you on that.
It's super analog. It's like there's nothing except a lot of cylinders. There's no intercooler, no turbo piping, you know, don't have all that nonsense going on. It's just straightforward air, fuel, burn, exhaust, done.
The only part is maybe things that are not made out of metal. All the vacuum hoses, the small things here and there. That's about it.
at least the entire intake plenum is casted lah. It's not German cars. The whole thing is plastic, right? It's like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
oh, why my whole airbox crack? Oh, because when you rev the engine shake and then the airbox crack. I said, what the hell, Germans? The whole thing made of plastic.
I almost feel cars are made to expire, like some of
Yeah.
these.
Oh yes. Oh
yeah.
yes. Oh yes.
Slayer King DX says Mazda CX-5, Volvo X60, or BMW X3. Please help. Family car with 2 kids.
XC60.
I'll be happy with the Mazda or the Volvo lah.
To me, all three are great cars. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's new, all three are really, really good.
Yeah.
Again, I have to say this: the Volvo is a hybrid, so it's fantastic. The specs, the comfort, the sound system, the performance, and all that. But you have to know lah. So if you plan to drive it really, really long, you really need to every day put like 3-4 ringgit into a to at the end of the day of 8 years, 9 years, you need to replace your battery. But the warranty goes up to 10 years now, right? Or 8 years of the battery. Yeah. So do take note on that. Other than that, it's a fantastic car. The specs just blow everything away. The specs, the infotainment, and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a good point, isn't it? It's like when you buy a car, it's about when you buy the car is very important. Like buying an XC60 in, let's say, in 5 years may not be the best idea, but buying today, what is still a good option to buy today.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Oh, sorry.
Never mind.
Oh, this one is a quick answer. 2.9. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2.9. Yeah.
Or Range Rover Sport.
It's still the
Cayenne.
2.9.
Still the
Cayenne
Cayenne.
2.9. Yeah.
Mustang 5.0 or TTRS.
Wow, this one.
The TTRS will be a better driver's car, but if you want to turn heads, you can't use the Mustang.
Today, my wife saw a Ford on the road.
So beautiful, right?
Yeah, yesterday we were going on the road and she's like, oh, what car is that? She said, sporty. I said, oh, that's a Ford. I said, that's a car I asked not get because for her car replacement, we're looking at the Ford 2.3 EcoBoost Mustang. And like, she said, oh, nice, not bad, not bad. And then I said, you are driving the Everest. I said, oh, it's also a Ford, What? It's a Ford, like, Ford, Then he passed by. There was a girl driving the car, and like, okay lah, girl driving the car. No lah, don't want anymore, So yeah, I think if the fact that the Ford logo is not there on the Mustang makes it.
That's why they put GT.
As a GT, correct? GT is there,
You know, that's the thing. I know the TT is a way better car, performance, driving, everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm not a TT guy. Look at my size. Imagine I step out from a TT.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yeah. So I will go with the Ford Mustang.
Yeah.
Even though I know the TT is a way better car.
The TT confirm will drive better one.
Every aspect is better.
But I guess the comparison is a bit wrong, isn't it? Because I would compare the 2.3 EcoBoost with the TTRS. The 2.3.
But he mentioned the same price, man.
Okay, never mind. If it's 5-liter V8, I think we have a consensus. We will pick the Mustang, right?
If you can afford Rotex, if you can afford all that, you know what? Yeah.
So okay, hypothetically, 2.3 EcoBoost.
I mean, it's funny because my friend and I, so Mark wanted to get the TTRS. TTRS. He couldn't afford it. He bought a TT. So at that point, I was looking at the Mustang, you see. So he said, Tana, for you, a bit older, I think the Mustang suits you, For me, younger, I think TT suits me, So I think at the end of the day, it's about your character, your personality.
All right.
Like Bobby coming out of TTT looks silly. I say, Bobby, what's wrong with you, Bobby? Why you buy TTT? Doesn't suit you,
Tana, you look at Mark. Mark's face is like so handsome, nice guy face, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he step out from a Ford, right? The Ford Mustang, he'll be a playboy instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly
Correct.
explain that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. The TT fits his personality like a glove.
I will have trust issues with people stepping out from a Mustang.
Yeah, you think the guys into MLM marketing, or he's into doing insurance, or what is he doing?
Yes.
But yeah,
But aside from all this stigma, right, that car really looks good.
Correct.
It's a damn good looking car.
And honestly, right, even if it's the EcoBoost, so what?
Yeah.
No, the
Right.
EcoBoost is fine.
Just
It's nice.
detach because
It's nice. No, forget about the badging. I think it's fine. As is EcoBoost, the power is there. Can be tuned. Tuning protections are very good.
Yeah, man.
It's a fantastic car. Yeah. It's up to you,
Okay,
lah. Looks wise, lah.
Yeah.
It's very personal, lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for first time luxury car upgrade, Discovery 4 or X5, I would say the X5 is a much safer choice.
In Malaysia,
Because
at
you're
least.
looking at 35i.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means. But the LR4, okay, that's the one with the leather frame body, right? Yeah, it has ridiculous, rubbish cornering ability.
Yeah.
But I remember when I test drive that car, I was like full throttle over every speed bump. That car,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Magic carpet over everything. It feels so indestructible.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's a car that is sort of like the overkill.
Yeah.
Too big,
Well,
too
today
much
a lot of people asking us
to
about.
use daily. Sorry?
Today a lot of people ask about X5 today. The X5 getting a lot of love today.
I've got a scary thought about buying a Discovery, because when I look at buying the SUVs, Discovery was also an option, like people say, "Wow, Discovery, are you sure?" Parts and all that, So I think Discovery, if you're buying newer, you can get under warranty, extended, it's fine, because Discovery parts, not from Land Rover itself, is not so easy to get.
Yeah.
Something to think about. If you can buy the newest as possible, you're fine. That's the only Discovery. But other than that, Discovery is like so gorgeous, lah. Bobby, to me, the Discovery is beautiful, lah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, right?
So nice. Damn, this is really like.
But by the way, that's the old X5, and that's
Correct,
the LR3, not the LR4.
Yeah. This is the E60 based X5.
Yeah. LR3 and 4 looks the same anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, come. What else? Hey, tonight we're supposed to show some ads, right?
Yes. Come, Chia, let's find some ads to share with our audience while we pick questions.
Okay.
Lifestyle features like sunroof should be made optional in Malaysia. A little disappointing that CX5 ditched it in this generation.
Okay, sunroof, yeah or no? Yes or no? What for you?
For me, it's
I'm not
always
bothered.
yes. I'm
not
always
bothered.
yes.
Yeah. It adds to the whole luxury feeling.
Panoramic roof for me is a always yes thing. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't know. For me, if it's there, it's there. If it doesn't come with the car, it doesn't bother me.
But if it's there, one day it will leak water. One fine day it will.
True. But to go deeper into Harish's question, right? Do you think lifestyle features like sunroof should be made optional in Malaysia? The problem with is that Malaysia's market volume is not that big enough to justify having too many different option packages for the car.
Not only just the market volume. Actually, Malaysians are very, very lucky. The cars that we're buying, right, for the specs that we're getting, we're buying it at such a good price.
Yeah.
Our car prices largely hasn't changed over the past 10 years.
Correct.
Whereas our ringgit has dropped by over 30%.
Correct.
And our car prices just never went up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were so lucky, and the specs are still so high.
Yeah.
So the other day I made a post, and it's like Malaysians don't realize our car prices are now exactly the same as Australia car prices, where we once thought Australia cars are cheap. Now, when you compare spec to spec, par on par, right, we are buying cars at a very, very affordable price because
For
of
the
all
luxury,
these
for the luxury car market, isn't it?
even up to I would say down to the kind of cars that are circa 150,000 you know, and above yeah. I tell you, on the specs that we're getting and all that, right, we're so lucky. But the reason this is possible is because of our CKD, right?
Yes.
And Malaysia has such a weird thing. So when it comes to CKD, right, you guys don't think that car making is such a straightforward thing, like Burma's Malaysia can make every decision. Let me give an example of how things works. You know, make a phone call to Japan. We need to order for our next batch of CKD pads. And then Japan say, okay, let me check. Okay, this is all I have. You want, you take.
Yeah.
They have no choice. They have absolutely no choice. Why? Factories take orders from multiple countries. And sometimes one country just went in with this order already. You have to queue behind.
Correct.
Right? And CKD, right, actually cost Mazda slightly more to arrange to purposely arrange the CKD packs and bring it into Malaysia than if they were to just, you know, straight up order together with other countries that are right-hand drive and enjoy the economies of scale and all that. So it's not as simple as we think that they can do whatever they want. They like to take out specs that they want. It's not that thing. You know. So it's not as strict. You see, like some will say that, hey, why don't the car maker just tell us, just spec that, all my cars gonna come with PS4S tires. It's not that simple. Why they never specify their tire spec? Because sometimes Michelin will just tell you, sorry, no allocation, no quota for you. Then you have to go to Continental. Then Continental say, I'm also full. Then you have to go to Bridgestone. It works that way. It is exactly like that. Yeah. So you have no choice.
And actually, right, there was one car maker that told me when they CKD one of their pickup truck models, their cost became higher because pickup truck got no tax one, whether you CBU or CKD. Yes. So pickup truck was the one where they brought the CKD and said, hey, my CKD car is now more expensive than my CBU car.
Yeah. So the only reason they CKD is because Malaysia requires an AP to bring in cars from other countries fully built.
And of course, you have the industrial adjustment fund that gives back to the car makers if they assemble locally. Yeah. That helps them that when this fund is distributed to the each individual car, that's how the price of our car.
And the total number of APs available this year is dependent on how many cars are assembled locally last year.
Yeah.
10% of last year's total local assembly volume.
Yeah.
10% of that will be converted into AP for imports this year. And out of the total, 70% goes to Perkema, the importers of 60% goes to Perkema, the importers of AP used cars. 40% left in Malaysia to be shared amongst Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, Land Rover, Jaguar, all these official car makers that invested in Malaysia, set up facilities and all that. They have to share that 40%.
And just remember last year how long we were locked down, and this year how long we were locked down. So next year, you just imagine how many APs from that will be available.
So we owe it to Proton and Perdua. We are allowed to bring cars from overseas because of them, because of making cars in Malaysia.
No, actually, right?
It's
numbers wise, yeah.
But that is also somewhat like not entirely up to date thinking, really, because the agenda of protecting the national cars were long over. After you know, I think for the last 10-15 years, it's simply because the government have gotten used to the revenue that they get from the car taxation and all that, right?
Yeah.
They just can't do without it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I run?
Anyways, speaking of APs, right? So for weekend car, FD2, 86, RX8 or MRS is a better choice.
Wait. Before that, suddenly
Yeah.
MRS is there. See, I told you.
I know you guys were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah. Suddenly MRS is now in their radar.
But in this,
Bobby, MRS is 65K, you know.
I don't
so
like
in
how
this
it looks.
Yeah. Pardon?
in this pool of cars, the RX-8 seems to be the best value, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 40,
Yes,
50,
of
50K
course.
RX8 lah, you know.
The 86 would be the safest bet, I am guessing.
You know what?
To
The
me-
RX-8 is the fastest, is the best sounding one,
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
4 seats,
To me-
cheapest to
yeah.
buy.
To me, a category of a weekend car is a car that you can two ways. Like one, you can drive the car to the point that you're like careful and you're like, wow, so nice to drive. Other ways, you can whack it and trash it, and you're like, I don't care about it, like, you know. So if your weekend car concept this looks like what trashing cars, RX-8 can trash lah. No worries, ma. Worst case
Yeah.
scenario, new
But
engine.
again-
Was what? No, new engine. I think is about what 5K all in finish. You know. So what?
Fuck, man. I need an RX-8.
Right.
Okay, let's take a slightly more philosophical question.
But
Power.
before that, Tana, don't buy the MRS. You already have a German MRS.
No,
Okay.
I won't. I was saying the MRS looks like a Boxster lah. So
Okay, so Alan Tang here quickly corrected himself. He actually refers to the 2018 E-Class Cabriolet. 2016 M4 for the performance or E-Class Cabrio for the Gaia. It's really a matter of philosophy, isn't it?
First 3 months, M4. 3 years, E300.
well said, Bobby. Well said, like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're getting the M4 convertible, I think it opens up a whole different spectrum of usability. It looks different. It looks, you know, it's cool lah. You know, it's basically a 3 Series convertible. You know, convertible makes it different. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is a bit more of a bit more of a general question applicable to whatever used car that you are buying. How do you tell the dealer that you would like to take the car for an inspection in a workshop? Been to some and they do not allow third-party inspection.
I mean,
Don't buy that.
And it's also the way you approach them. You know. If you go in there, right, and say that, hey, bro, this one how much? Oh, this price. Can I take to third party inspect? You know, of course the guy will tell you no. I mean, I will tell you no as well. If everybody comes into my shop, ask me to bring the car for inspection, I'm just gonna chase everybody away, right? So the fact is this: when you do your inspection, is not a criteria for you to pick in between cars. Your inspection is your safety net when you have locked down on that car you wanted.
Correct.
Let's say you survey everywhere, right? You can bring along a friend who is more experienced, you know, a mechanic or whatnot, right? Who knows cars more than you. That person can look through the engine bay, go down, check for oil stains and all that. Can help you do all that thing, right? And then you compare specs, compare color, compare price, compare everything. After you've done, it's like, okay, I think this one is the best. You know, let's go for this one. Then you nego the price and all that, and ask about the loan and all that. And then you confirm want to buy this car. You say, yeah, okay, you confirm want to buy already. You put a booking to lock this car down. You pass them your documents. And from there onwards, it's like, bro, if I send for inspection, I notice anything serious, I'm not going to buy this. You have to refund me every single ringgit. You know, that's where the inspection comes in.
Correct.
It's unfair to go to every dealer and expect you want to send the car for inspection. You know, they have to bring the car out for you. No. And that is also the reason why initially we want to do Evo Club Pit Crew, right, this year. So we can push it to next year, you know. We want to see if it's possible to have more of these people around, you know, well trained by our vendors and all that, and can be of use when you guys buy cars.
PPI should be a deal breaker, not a decision maker.
Yes, exactly.
And normally like when you go for PPI, sorry, like when Mark bought his TTS from a reputable recon car in Jalan Ampang. It's quite a big place, like, no? And he bought it after everything. He paid deposit, everything, went for PPI, and then he went to, actually with GMR. He went to our warranty, like, no? And then they said, oh, you know what? Got this thing here, this thing there, whatever. They say, hey, bro, this one got issue there. No problem. I fix for you. So they fixed it. They did some cooling wire, cooling pipes, and all that. They gave me the bill. So they helped to. So they incur the cost. They incur the cost to make it up to spec. So that he can buy the car. So so it's just a good way of.
At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, we have to remember two things. One, the people at the dealership, they are humans too, and they are doing a business.
Correct.
So the thing is that, right, they also want to they also want to safeguard themselves from not wasting their time. So unless they ascertain that you are a serious buyer, okay, why would they want to chance on taking their car out of their yard, right? And somebody has to go with their car, all right? So that would deny that person and that car a possible sale by the next person who walk in. Right. So if let's say, like, if you reach a stage where you put a booking down, you put a booking down already, at least it shows that you are sincere, you're not wasting the dealer's time, then the flirt will be way more willing to take the car for an inspection.
But one thing I'm happy, Con. You look at now, Muda, they will always have that, inspected, you know?
Correct.
And then car list also, this one inspected, got extended warranty and all that, right? When I saw all this, right, remember how all this started? It started from Evo, 2018.
Correct. The time when
we were the ones who are out there, you know, telling people about buying used cars, what you should do, don't be afraid. You know, our extended warranty, our service network, and all that.
And it's not something that we put out there for you guys to take and you know, and go and catch out the sellers and all that. It is something that we put there so that buyer and seller can establish a grounds of mutual trust with each other.
I mean, more often than not, the cars you inspect will come out fine. A few issues here and there. Normally, the seller will rectify, like, you know. Funny story for now about my Everest, I was in the group, the 4x4 group. The buyer was in the group. Sorry, the seller was in the same group. The used car fella was also in the same group. I was in the group. I asked my friend who was in the group to buy the car. He said, hey, this car is in the lot of this fella, sold by this fella. so and then the mechanic was also the group. So end up that I said, you all do a check lah. So they send they send to the mechanic. I said, you do a check and give me what car, what's wrong with the car. He said lah. So they took the car, they inspected, they checked, all is repaired, done. Here, sell the car to you. You know, so so I think the network is very important. Trust. Most people are not out there for short game lah. No, they have a shop there. They've been there 20 years, 10 years. They want to be there for a longer period of time. Like, you know? So no one is out to kill you. They just don't know lah. You know?
And people must remember one thing. People who it's not dishonest to charge a high price. If you ask me lah, people have the seller has the right to charge the value that they are worth.
For me, this one is an easy answer. I'll go with the coupe. I'll go with the
E-coupe. E-coupe, no question.
More luxurious inside.
More power also. Right, 250 versus 200.
Big Mercedes 2 doors always have values. They always hold their value really well. Right.
Okay. Another Mustang question. Wow.
Sorry lah. I'll go with the GTR lah.
This one, the way you read is one's a Ford, one's a GTR.
Why not say one is a Ford, one is a Nissan?
One is a Mustang, one is a Nissan, right? This one I can do a good sound, you know. The GTR droning. So unique, man, the way it sounds. The GTR it is the only car I can confidently recognize, like 5 streets away revving, right? I can tell that's a GTR. This is the only car that I'm super confident You know, it's so distinctive the way it sounds.
Would you
Yep.
still choose the GTR if we are talking about the Mustang V8?
Yes, of course. For me, yes. For
I
me,
think the
definitely.
Mustang, I think Mustang is a bit diluted because it's a car that you go for the looks. That's about it. It's not a car you go for cornering. It's not a car you buy because you want to say, okay, come, I race you, in my Mustang. No, it's not. Mustang is the car you go straight, V8, you sound, you rev. That's it. The GTR can do a lot more.
Tana, to me, right, the Mustang is like a guy who is so well built, muscle, all, he's like maybe 5'10", wow, that's a Mustang. And then very muscular like that, go into the gym, next to him is a 6'5" one, also with muscle, and that's the GTR. Yes, you're manly, but he's also manly and bigger than you. It's like that's the GTR.
Okay, let's congratulate Chik Yung Wong for taking our advice to buy an 86 over the Civic Turbo in the last.
Whoa!
Congrats! Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
86.
Nice to hear that.
Then you take note on how the Civic's value slowly go down while your 86 sort of stays there.
Correct.
I-40, goodbye. Bye.
Yes.
Bye. Wow, this one.
Okay, this one he further elaborated the question.
28i lah.
Yeah, 28i lah. 23i is the 2.5 NA 6-cylinder.
28i is the 2-liter turbo. So
it could also be the 3-liter NA also.
Oh really? Yeah.
That was the time, the overlap, the transition.
Yeah. So if it is a 2-liter turbo, get the 2-liter turbo lah.
Yeah. Megane RS subscription plan.
Got me?
Got.
I think it's a swap, isn't it? It's like you get one car and then you can get how many days of RS?
No. They got a Megane RS subscription plan.
Wow.
Must be like 4K a month, is it? I'm just guessing.
Crazy
amount.
If it's 4K, then it doesn't. That's the thing with Malaysia subscription plans. You pay a lot more monthly than if you were to buy the car.
I know you can go for the lower package, Renault, and then you can have how many days in a year for the RS,
Yes.
Correct.
But the thing is, I mean, buying cars, right? Always, I mean, if you're someone who wants to see what you can buy, right? Always look at the monthly. That's the thing that's most important is the monthly.
Yeah.
If you can afford, of course, the facelift law.
Yellow.
Like
used car dealers or direct owner, which one better when buying second-hand cars? A good philosophical debate once again.
I think
they
it's
are not equal.
I like direct owners personally.
They are
realistic direct owners.
I've tried. Yeah, correct. I've tried very, very hard to buy from used car all my life. I've tried to buy from used car. The only car I managed to buy from used car was the Ford Everest. And even the Ford Everest, actually I bought through direct owner because the direct owner I knew, but this car was in the used car lot. So I haven't been lucky. Like I even bought a Estima once. I bought an Estima and I bought it. I paid the deposit. And the guy said, "Hey, sorry lah, I can't sell to you." He said the engine got problem. I said, "I paid the deposit, Ima." He said, "No, I cannot." Next thing I know, when I come back to see the other Estima, he said, "Oh, but then the boss's wife is driving the Estima." I'm like, so I have very bad luck with car dealership. Because direct owners, to me, like I see a car with problems, I'm like, oh, it's opportunity, can fix, correct? Because I know the issues are so direct owner to me doesn't scare me. But if you don't want to be scared, you want all to be perfect, I think the used car dealership route is better for you.
So
safer.
the thing is that, right? There are pros and cons, I believe, my view. Direct owner, you have more leeway to negotiate a lower price, because at the end of the day, the used car dealer, they shell the money to acquire that car. They need to make back their margin. But how they justify earning that margin is because the used car dealer is your one-stop solution who will handle all the JPJ name transfer, the Puspacom infraction, your bank loan, right? Your bank loan, the banks are more easy to approve your loan if you buy the car through a used car dealer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here or there, because I always feel that that it always in their interest which bank they go to, because they have the panel, they must meet their quota for the month, and they will go there.
All right.
So I think it's not here, not there. Today, to this market, changing a car name is not much issue. Again, go and talk to the Evo Club, and you can find all the answers for what you do.
No, I mean, the thing is that these are all things that you have to do. It's just that when you do used car or dealer or direct owner, it's a different way to skin the cat.
I like used car because some of them give warranty. So that's something that I actually like at least 3 months warranty, whatever. Or some go with GMR, you know.
You shared to me before, for a direct buyer to seller transaction, the seller must settle the loan first before the transaction can take place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Whereas if a seller who sells the car to a used car, the used car can straight away pay off the bank for you.
But that's not your problem. You're the buyer, what? So why you care? They can pay. If they cannot pay, if they want to sell directly to you, it's their problem.
I'm expanding to include the sell. And the thing is that, right? If let's say you are buying from a direct owner, if the flat has cash flow problems, cannot settle the loan, right? You also sangkut, you know.
No, because the bank will not release the funds or give the loan approval until they pay. So so when you go, so I think that one is a given, you know, it's a given they will settle the loan, you know. I think that the thing was like,
so if you face issues like this, right, you apply from the bank that fella owes.
Easier.
Yes, that's the way to that will.
I think on the way to look at this is that it's more of an issue of, one is trust and one is dollar value. Come to trust, I think direct owners can also be mischievous and cheat you.
Of course.
Same way as dealership.
Anybody can.
Yeah. So I think let's not talk about one being better than the other for trust. Come to value. 10 years ago, I think, yes, direct owners sell cheaper because they don't hassle. They sell cheaper, you know. But those things are getting lesser and lesser. Because people go to custom, they can sell. They want higher price. So I noticed that people are asking about very close to what the used car lot selling for nowadays.
Yes. So my 2 cents in this, why I say realistic direct owners. A lot of direct owners are they open prices that are unrealistic, right? Or you want to meet a direct owner where he has given up trying to trade in his car to used car lots because they are all offering him such a low price. Then you have a leeway. But for me, is that if you listen to our talk shows more often, you gain your knowledge and all that, right? You are no longer afraid of whether the used car dealer is honest or dishonest.
Correct.
You know, buying a used car, it's not like buying a new car. It's not like the same car, you will find it everywhere else.
Correct.
You saw the car that you want, regardless how nonsense that dealer is, right? You know where you stand, you have your knowledge, you know, you bring the relevant people around you, right? To you is that I want your car. After 2 weeks, I settle the buying process. I don't need to see your fuck face anymore, you stupid dealer, right? You follow the car, not the dealer, right?
Correct.
I would say sometimes a really good used car might end up with a bad dealer. Sometimes a good dealer might be unlucky and have a bad car as well, you know. So in terms of all this hidden cost football money, this is not a tactic, but I would say a survival method that a lot of used cars are using now because prices are very competitive. At the end of the day, they don't have much margin. They just put it there. 2,300 ringgit transfer fee.
Yeah.
You know, that is the money that they are giving their salesmen and all that.
So
Margins
the thing
are low.
So the thing is that, right, you just have to you just go with the assumption that the used car dealers will find ways to mark up
Yes.
for their profit. You as the consumer, what you need to do is to ask upfront what are all your other charges, right?
But
Because
to be
at the end of
honest,
the day, man,
to be honest, right, one thing also as buyers in Malaysia, right, you just think about it. Sometimes you die, you want to cut 500 ringgit or 800 ringgit just for your own shop, right?
Yeah.
That could be the commission of that salesperson.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
to you, in your 7-year loan, that 500 ringgit is nothing. It's
Correct.
absolutely nothing.
Correct.
But you just want it. And then you want a full tank of fuel, you want touch and go, you want all this, you want that. Come on, it has to come from somewhere, right?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
so sometimes be understanding and be realistic. These people are not selling cars and earning like some UMNO youth, don't know what, supercar. They're not earning that much, to be honest.
And I think echoing what Bobby said, I think more often than not, you don't have a choice. You want to buy a car, although you said there are thousands of BMWs this is for sale, but the car that you want actually is only at a particular place because you want the particular color, particular interior, particular mileage. It's in the current location that you want. No more option. I mean, I challenge you guys. Like, let's say you pick a car. Let's say I want to buy a 3 Series F30, white color, miles below 80K. This price, you'll be stuck with only 2 or 3. And 2 or 3, you see the 3, only one maybe to your liking because one of it like a mark here. So you are, as Bobby said, you are following the car. You go see the car, you follow the car, hook or crook, you're getting the car for the price. That's about it.
Yes.
You know, and there's no question about it, So go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Apa lagi?
Ada. Panamera for me.
Porsche mah. I don't want to be a bad snob lah, but
Panamera mah.
Panamera.
Yeah.
Panamera
Easy
mah.
choice. That being said, the E400 Coupe is not bad, but Panamera mah.
But I want to ask you, Con, specifically you.
Me.
Yes. 6 Series Grand Coupe or Panamera? Same year.
6 Grand Coupe appeals more to me, I would think.
I see BMW fan, I know it. Tana, your Porsche doesn't work with this BMW fan. Doesn't work there.
He's still in the honeymoon phase. If let's say he owned the BMW and the Panamera, and let's say like after a year, what people would have, I think he will say Panamera.
Maybe.
I think so. I think for Con, he's got this thing about BMW. I love BMWs. There's a fanboy.
Not really, you know.
Con, right?
I don't have that. I'm not the die-hard fan of the brand per se. It's just that a lot of their cars appeal to me.
Same thing, Ma. You said.
If somebody bashes BMW in front of me, I don't care.
Yeah. Anything that goes into the realm of show-offy is a put-off for Con.
Okay.
That means there is an element of show-off there. Be it a bit more glitzy, a bit more, you know what?
A V under the hood, maybe.
Con don't buy that shit. Yeah.
I guess more like if you had an option and wants a sleeper, Con like I want a sleeper.
Oh, I would take the sleeper 9 out of 10 times.
There you go. So it's more of a character, like I guess. What are you like? You know?
Yes.
I'm really the kind who look at who decide on buying a vehicle based on its underpinnings rather than its design. I mean, I bought a fucking van because it has 240 horsepower. So
fair enough. But honestly sake, I love the S-Max looks.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Amongst MPVs, but I always have this theory. I always have this theory. MPV buyers,
Mhm.
someday in the future, they will regret. Every
No, Bobby.
MPV
No,
I
I
have
disagree, Bobby.
not reached that stage.
someday in
No,
the future.
No, Bobby. I think all MPV buyers who buy and pay crazy amount of money, they go like, why the hell I spent 500K on Alphard when I could have bought Supercar.
I mean,
So that
it's
one maybe,
difficult for me to regret lah, because I've got 7 seats. I've got the outputs. I've got 244 pounds.
agree all this, Con. I totally agree
Yeah.
with all this. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
someday it may be longer.
No.
Hmm.
No,
Someday.
no, I disagree. I love my MPV. I love my MPV.
Okay, Alpha and Bellfire is a different thing. Alpha and Bellfire, I don't regard them as MPV anymore.
Okay.
They are like a essential family luxurious appliance.
It's a badge. Bobby, see my table here, I got a smaller Porsche Boxster.
Ah,
2.5 hour already. What the hell?
yeah.
Yo. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So bad.
Wow, this is a question from our childhood, man. Evo 6 or STI S203.
Evo 6.
Yeah, I grew up as an Evo 6 Lancer Evo fanboy, but I have come to respect Subaru a lot.
Not the 8th generation looks.
Yeah.
For me,
I've said in both, the WRX scare me most. So I think which one give me more thrill, because the sound of the exhaust was also different. It's got the most like the funny exhaust tone they have, So I find that the Subaru has a more engaging experience, because you come out with scared. The Lancer is so well planted; it just drives very well,
Yeah.
So Subaru for me. The mighty 350 that got smoked by a family
this
of
is
5.
epic, right?
Yeah.
The fact that it chose a car that is similar age as it is, right, is pretty epic.
Yeah, and it's too bad that the current generation Forester no longer has the XT.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, that engine!
Cabrio for me, man.
Honestly, I don't care. I just love the. I had the pleasure of driving one. I just had the pleasure of having driven one.
You
And
do want to reveal to everybody, man, that you have an M3 in your driveway now.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. A good friend very kindly lent me his M3 Cabrio.
Wow.
For a night.
Yeah, and that good friend is now so free at asking a question about his M3 that is no longer
How's the car? Is the car safe?
Huh? It's parked inside my porch.
Yeah.
Roof up.
And why are you doing live? You should be out there driving.
Exactly.
No, ma, this is a commitment, ma, to our audience.
When you need to return the car to Ivan?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Then we faster end the show so you can go drive.
Today, ask Con. Con, is the tech one still there to pick up or not? Should I say, if you want to come and drive the M3, right? I was in PJ today afternoon.
Okay, there are 2 questions here. I just want to quickly run. Okay, thoughts on the new Persona and Iris? Much improved from the earlier ones. Okay, we are going to get a chance to review these cars soon, so stay tuned for our reviews to come soon. But Jeffrey Sim.
Uyo.
Antua. The 997 is to many the sweet spot of the 911, lineage. But would you 997 or would you 991? Bobby, assuming that load is not even in the picture, lah. Let's assume load is not.
Hydraulic steering versus electronic steering, correct, Bobby?
But Porsche has very good electric steering, so it's not even a factor.
This person don't need load. That's the thing. He doesn't need load.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
let's answer Jeffrey this way. As a person, who has owned a GT3 RS, right? You already own the 991 GT3 RS, and now you want 991.2 Turbo S, right? And I think 997.2 Turbo not really for you lah, huh? And 991, I don't know, man. Tana?
I can afford the 997.
Tana, let's say
Tana, you can also take loan for a 991.
Actually, right. I can take a loan. I can afford a loan for 991. I can
Yes.
afford to buy cash for 997 lah.
So you can afford both, but which one would you pick?
Actually, lately I've been looking at the 991. I'm looking at the price. If I can get loan, I like actually can buy. Actually it's quite modern. The size of it lah. I think I need to just remember again driving it. The size of it, whether I think it's too big or too small for the drive. Anybody who's talking about a Porsche, they say like new Porsches are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The feeling is lost. If I had to pick 911. I want to get a 997 C2S, and because I want to feel scary driving the car, So I guess different people different requirement. I find the newer Porsches, it's very good. And the fact is good. I feel like I may not be able to experience what it felt like when I couldn't afford the car.
Scare you.
Yeah. Like I see, I could always buy a 991 in the future, no problem. But I'm afraid if I don't buy 997 now, when I want to buy it, then I'll be too old already to buy. So, but now I feel it like, okay, I missed it, but not too bad. Like I still drive the car and feel how it's like. So.
Okay, congrats on your purchase, Tana. Looking forward to see the car.
I have an answer for Jeffrey. The car that he should get, Chiang will be putting the picture out now.
Oh.
Oi.
Come. Chiang, fast.
Chiang there.
Fast. Chiang is like frantically, you know those movie scenes where the guy is hacking a computer. Hey, gambar mana ni?
Okay, it's coming.
Coming. Jeffrey,
It's
the car you should buy.
It's there. I can see it. Oh!
Why? Because you already have a 458 Speciale. You want another turbo for what? Your turbo must open the top one, ma.
Wow,
Then you get a 911 turbo and then with a cabrio.
And this red roof.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, the Targa lah. The Targa is just so damn beautiful, right?
Yes.
991 Targa, but Targa got no turbo. So if you want a 911 turbo, then the soft top lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we end the night? Okay, let's finish off these questions.
Okay, come. A6 or
I don't
X1?
feel tired. That's the thing. I don't feel tired. Shit.
I think it's.
Actually, neither do I.
My advice is do not buy a car based on the price. Because a lot of people feel like, hey, I can 50K sticker, I can afford that. Hey, which is a better deal? Don't. If you're doing that, stop at this moment. Always think about what car you want and find a way how to get it. Because these two cars you're looking because same price range. But one is a luxury sedan and one is
a base SUV. So
so and I can appreciate both, but depending on what is a lifestyle. So see what lifestyle is, what do you do, and then go for what you want to get.
For me, this one is simple. I just get the A6. It is a car from a totally different class. The interior, everything will be so different, this one, don't buy the C class now. The new one is coming. You buy, even though it's a good car, you buy now, you look like a so high, like 6 months. The new one come here.
But there's the alternate wisdom that this C class now is this C class in its best state. Means that all the bugs are resolved. But if you really like it that much, it may be a better idea to buy it when the new one is launched. Then you can get better discounts and a better price.
The thing I was a bit furious with the C-Class facelift, right? The 2017 or 18 facelift, right? They did not improve the soundproofing.
That's true.
It's worse than X70, X50.
Yeah. The G20 on the other hand is very, very quiet.
Oh, big.
Very, very quiet. Even though we say the 330i is like bumpy as hell, right? But it's very, very quiet. So you'll be shaking, but in absolute
No sound. Shaking but no sound.
Shaking in silence.
Okay.
M4 or 981 Cayman?
M4 for me. Dana, is that Porsche or?
Oh.
No, this one is. Yeah. For me,
It's the
for
best
okay,
4 Series or
Okay.
the base Cayman.
okay. Let me put it this way. My only gripe with a Boxster or a Cayman is that the fact compared to the 911, I don't see the 911 as a. I mean, personally, I don't see 911 as a. Oh, it's better because more power and all that. I see the fact I got the extra 2 seats in the back. M4 got 4 seats, so my kids can enjoy with me whatever to go, So if you got kids to go, you know what, M4 is ready to go. 981, it's a very personal experience. It's very cozy. So I'm looking at more
me,
than
Dana,
feel.
If you are not a Trekkie, if you don't go Sepang,
M4
there is no reason to buy Cayman over Boxster. Zero, absolute zero reason.
Correct.
Okay, maybe for the boot space, other than that, I just don't see the point of having a Cayman.
That's actually a good point.
What
So Boxster and Cayman.
about? Because the Boxster's roof goes on top of the engine, no?
No, the Boxster, you don't have as big a boot space as the Cayman.
But I guess the Cayman, you can actually put things behind its slides. You get there's extra space there,
Yes, it's very big. I tell you, bro. Last time, my good friend has a Cayman, the previous generation. So there was the year where both of us, our wives are pregnant with our first child, right? We bought our prams together. You know, our parents first time parents we buy the largest freaking pram we can find with suspension and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
My friend's Lexus GS cannot fit his pram, but his Cayman can. Because of the shape of the boot, right?
The shape, yeah.
The pram, the wheels put inside the boot, and then the whole thing lie on top of the engine. And then he can bring the pram in his Cayman, but not his GS. His Lexus GS couldn't fit.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. 911 versus GTR.
Porsche.
911
Porsche.
slower, but 911.
Yeah,
911.
Not
But
everything is
GTR,
about speed.
I have a soft spot for GTR.
Like put this way, if you were 20 years old, would you prefer a GTR or a 911?
I think
if you are,
I get
No,
your point.
Tana, I make it even easier for you. No need 20-year-old. 911 Carrera base spec or GTR.
I mean, for me at my age where I am now, it's the 911 lah, But if I was younger and I was playing video games and stuff, whatever,
I wouldn't be surprised
surprised.
if the Carrera may even be cheaper to maintain.
Of course, it'll be cheaper to maintain. Definitely cheaper to maintain.
Parts-wise, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The Porsche will be cheaper to maintain.
The JDM tax is crazy lah.
GTR is not cheap maintenance.
You know the thing about the GTR is that, right? It's a car that because this car came out when I was in college going age. So it's a car that I read. I had the time to sit in my room, bring out car magazine and read a lot about. It was a car that I went, had wow, they did this, but it was never a car that I like. It never stirred me, you know what I mean? It never like made me want it. It is a car that I respected a lot, but it was never a car that I really aspired for.
I remember playing video games, and I always the 911 is a car I pick, and I always lose because the tail will spin. So there you go.
Yeah,
I have a bigger soft spot for GTR than 911 actually.
I don't have actually. I don't know why I've got no the old I don't have a soft spot for Japanese sports cars. Not really.
For me,
I like, but you know, conti cars any day, you know.
I like the pre-facelift GTR, the one before they ruined the interior. My God, the facelift interior like Almera like that. Hey.
The key, why the key?
The key is one thing lah. Ayo, the facelifted GTR. Anyway, like what else? Wow, this one interesting. His budget is 800k.
Ooh.
991 GT3 RS.
I like his picture, by the way. Bosco.
I'll go F12. I'll go F12. Hey, wait, got GT3 RS. Okay, for me at my age, like what Tana said, for me at my age, F12.
For me, I think it's like the Lambo lah. It's like if you're paying that price, I want to have the bang for buck. Like I want to show up. Like I made it. I'm there. I got a Huracan, you know.
I have a very strong suspicion Con will pick the Ferrari here.
Boy. Okay, I bet. Oh, yeah.
Between these three, I like the 911 the 911 the most. But at 800k, right? How do you 911 next to an F12 or a Lambo?
GT3 RS, man.
RS, yeah.
Or you just love the 599, right? You don't like the F12 at all, right?
I'm okay with the F12 actually. Yeah, I think I'll go. I mean, if it's this company of cars, right? Yeah, I think the Lambo is still too shouty for me, so it's the F12.
I want to shout, so I'll go for the Lambo.
To me, the Lambo is not artistic enough.
It's just like
I paid 200k. I want to show off. I want to show off.
But among these three, that's the worst. People, that's the worst to show off. Is it?
I mean, if you put it this way, a non-car person looking at these three cars, and like, oh, a red Ferrari, okay, oh, a Porsche 911, wow, a Lamborghini, you know. So, I mean, if at the price range, you know, it's going to be a event car. Once in a while you drive, it's going to you drive like and then
sorry,
back,
Dana,
you know.
I have to pull that shit out. Maybe from Cheras, that's why you are. To a PJ person like Con, right? PJ person, different opinion, right? You know,
Okay.
that's below the belt to Sana, man.
Okay. PJ person, okay. How often in a month do you see a Ferrari? How often a month do you see a Lamborghini?
Very true.
Rarely you see a Lamborghini out in the streets. Anywhere you are in Malaysia. Ferrari in Malaysia, anywhere you go, can see a Ferrari out in Malaysia.
Honestly, I see Ferraris more often than I see S-Maxes.
There you go.
800k, right? You are buying an Audi R8 with its lines straightened.
Bobby's not letting this go, man. Bobby is not letting this go, man.
Fair point. I have
okay, it's the R8 V10 plus 600
plus.
horsepower.
Okay, can.
I'm so bad. Okay, do we play some nice ads and then?
I want to hit the 3-hour mark. I think.
Hey,
this is the longest ever call we ever made.
Yeah, man.
Wait, come.
What?
No,
you're not letting me go.
Passat or Mazda 6?
Passat.
Yeah.
To me, both are so good.
Yeah, both are good. Like, hard to decide. I can't decide.
Yeah.
I can't decide. I want to pick this one. Modijo says, you rarely see Lambo out on the street because they're in the workshop. No, you rarely see them on the road because they cannot pass the hump. There you go.
Hey, Lambos got lifters, what?
Optional, optional. I think this is option. The kit out.
Lambos got lifters. This one just buy A8 lah.
Yeah. First, Jaguar Tamau.
But the SJ is so beautiful, right?
Tamau.
Yeah. What do you think of
the question?
T5 lah?
T5.
Oh, okay lah. You
Good.
put booking already, ma. Are
Yeah.
we gonna say
So,
it's bad? Of course,
You
good.
didn't. You didn't. You're not making a bad buy, lah. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
Guys.
I think Bobby's tired.
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's just that I was like, 11 something already. My whole family still there. Put the kids to sleep and all that.
Yeah.
My wife came. My wife came.
Okay, which
did
ad
the
are we
paper
gonna
back.
play? Some great ads. Which one
Yeah.
are we gonna
Let's play some nice
tonight?
ads and call it a night.
We're gonna play some nice video ads, car ads that we think are really good.
Yeah.
All right. We play one submission from each law.
Yeah.
See which one you all think is great, and then comment on Horizon Facebook or in the comment section later, so other people can see. What are we playing?
Funny place.
Wow. Which ad? Put one that you think people haven't seen, Jiang. Hey, Jiang.
It's a
What
PowerPoint
is-
slide with a video file. Let's see.
What ad is this?
Wow, nice.
Wow, this one very philosophical.
Wow.
Oh, this one.
Oh.
Yeah, this one is one of my favorite. Hey, no sound already. Jiang, apa lu buat? Oi. You know your computer's slow. Don't click things when it's playing. Yo.
Okay, that's the questions we are edit. Yogistan says, work with EOS rather than Lambo.
Yes.
Yeah, but you want a Lambo or a Volkswagen EOS? Make up your mind. Pokemon game say prefer used car
This one
or new
another
car?
philosophical question.
Hey, anyone who buys an EOS, go and change your whole front end to Sirocco front end. That is such a brilliant mod. You know it works, Tana. The EOS, the biggest problem with the EOS is how it looks, right? It looks
Flat.
right. It looks freaking stupid,
And
right?
both the EOS and Scirocco are based on the Golf Mark 5 platform.
Yes, it fits. You can put the whole Scirocco front end to the EOS
Wow.
front end, and then you
I must
created
tell
a beautiful
I must tell
car.
my friend who has got a EOS.
It is Jiang.
From Krishna Rajan, while waiting for that, do you think about the E90 T30i?
E90?
我不知道。
Well, okay, good. E90 6-cylinder, no problem.
Yeah. Our PowerPoint slide crashed.
Okay. We just call it a night.
Yeah. We'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. I'll get the
Yeah,
videos
of course,
for next week and I'll put it into
More
slots
shows.
and I'll
There are
play
more
for you.
shows coming up for the rest
Tana,
of
I
the
want
week.
to drive your Boxster, Tana, please.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, and you must promise to me you don't be gentle with it. You must really drive it. It's meant to be driven. The car I own must be driven.
Sean is like, we can just imagine the ads.
Can you imagine the ads? Do you remember the ads that came out? The girl was on. So yeah, thank you again. This week what's happening? So tomorrow, Bobby, what's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow we've got.
Well, tomorrow we are taking a break, but Wednesday Alex Stamrock will be entertaining us with his tunes, and
Yes.
Thursday, who are you bringing onto your show, Tana? Thursday.
Do you have the pictures, Chiang? You can show on screen. So we actually, I'm bringing to my friends. They're both Ford Everest owners and my camping buddies, and we're talking about camping, how easy camping can be. It's going to be about camping, so it's going to be a great family fun activity. If you thought camping was difficult, it's not. It's quite easy actually and quite cheap to get into camping.
Hey, we have celebrate. We have 5 Fords in Team Horizon, right?
Yeah, man.
That's correct.
You have the Ford Everest. Con has the Ford S-Max, and TJ has the Ford Focus.
Yeah.
Chiang has the Ford Escape, and now Apple is buying Ford Raptor. Epic, epic shit, man.
You know, Tana. Regarding the Everest, right? A few years ago, when I was reviewing the Everest 3.0, right? So by the time I reviewed the car, right, my impression of the car was that it was very butch, very very manly,
Manly, correct.
And I almost wanted to type on the title ultimate manhood symbol.
I would have printed it, put my screen each time they come. Look at that. But
then I said, no. Okay, I type ultimate macho symbol.
in fact, that was what I got when I drove. I was looking at the Fortuner and few of the cars. I find that this is very rough and tough.
Yeah.
It's just built better. Nothing that fancy, but it just built very well. When we get a chance, one day I want to bring Bobby and the Horizon team camping or short camping, whatever, to poison them a bit. Go off road. Because people say because. No, Bobby.
Anna, we have tried for years. We have tried for years to get Bobby to go to Borneo Safari. If you can make it, good luck.
We'll do a half day event, Bobby. Okay, go out. I'll teach you. I'll show you.
Tana, I enjoy going. Okay, I enjoy going to those rough patches and just destroying a pickup truck. I love that. But after that, I want to go home and shower. After that, I just want to go home and shower. All right.
But we don't do that. We just go find light off road, go there, sit down, sit back, open a beer, chill out, fire.
I won't argue with the beer. But Anthony, not Rachel, Apple.
Yeah,
Apple.
Yeah.
Apple. In fact, I told Rachel actually buy a pickup truck. That'll be so badass. I think any girls out there who buy a pickup truck, you go anywhere you go, forget about any like buying an expensive car. Like people say, wow, this girl driving a pickup truck, the spec, So yeah,
Yeah.
Then so guys,
Friday, Friday Thomas will be back with Top Gear. He hasn't confirmed with me his guests. So we'll wait for his announcement on that. And Tana, what's happening on Sunday?
Sunday we are. This is for Camping Made Easy with Gary and Kwa. Gary is actually part of the VW Owners Club committee, and it was interesting how I met Bobby and how I met Kwa. So the story was Gary got poisoned by one guy to buy the Ford Everest. Edward is Diana's father, and then Diana's father I knew from Mark, but I didn't know that they were related. And then when I went to Gary, I got poisoned. I bought the Everest. After Kwa saw my video, Kwa bought the Everest. So all three of us got poisoned each other, and I bought the Everest. So it'll be interesting. Come have a look on Thursday. On Sunday, we're not sure yet what we're doing, but obviously it's going to be something about cars, something about tuning. Stay tuned. You never know.
Yeah,
all right. Page, Bobby, 2 hours, 32 minutes. 8 more minutes, Bobby. Can make 3 hours.
Okay.
No.
You're staying here.
I'm done.
8 minutes, your play ads.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you all for staying with us. And we'll see you next week. Take care and stay safe, guys.
Bye, Tana. Bye, God.
Bye.
Good night.